the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl. 'Cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike in through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike in through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world. 'Cause you're here with us tonight. Mike in through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike in through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Woo! Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl. 'Cause you're here with us tonight.
Oh yeah, I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. Broadcasting from Manhattan here on 21st and Broadway. And sit back, relax, wherever you're watching us, whether you're in your condo in the sky, or your cabin in the woods, or you are couch surfing on a friend's couch, or you're out in your bug out area or your secret area. Sit back, relax, get some coffee, join me for a tea. Join me for a tea, folks, because you are here for Mike in the Night. I want to send a big shout out to my I-10 truckers who are listening to Mike in the Night either on replay or listening to it live. I also want to say a big thank you to the massive following that we have in Iceland. I'm not kidding you. People are up in early morning of the morning, Sunday morning in Iceland, watching this show. I think right there, right now, it would be, okay, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It'd be like 2 in the morning there right now. So big shout out to all my fans down up in Iceland. And who else? Big shout outs to the folks from down under, Australia. Lots of people sending me messages from Australia this week. I want to thank everyone from Australia that have been tuning into the show and pouring in messages and saying about the whole housing. It's about the housing thing. They're messaging me because of the whole housing thing and saying, Mike, you know what? I listened to you. You made sense. And right now with this whole COVID thing, I think I would be in a lot of trouble if I owned a place right now. So there's a lot of people sending in their graces, good graces, and I appreciate that all the time, guys, and all the emails and everything. All right, we got 55 people already watching. We got the comments rolling real quick here tonight. Let's go over to a quick channel plug here. Let's go to document scan. It's almost, we're basically running out of things we're allowed to say anymore, so it's getting really tough. So if you're going to call into the show, I call you, please don't swear. Just stop swearing. They're going to look for any way humanly possible to shut this thing down, right? Because they don't like this, and this is not a good thing, you know what I'm saying?
I'm really getting used to being president.
So it is an election year, guys, so there's all kind of bizarro things happening, and again, that's democracy at work. When the guy that wins democracy doesn't really, they can't accept it and move on. They tear the country apart, rip it apart into a trillion pieces, and this would have never happened under Obama's watch. That's the thing. So, prove me wrong if you know. If you could prove it, prove me wrong. Oh yeah. Mike in the Night. Okay, what do we got here? So channel plug real quick. Let's go into article scan right now. Guys, don't forget to set your reminders for Can't Read Market Talk, Airlines, and Gold coming Monday morning. We're going to see how my portfolio's doing. It got a good kick in the pants, but I hedged with a bunch of gold, and that's doing well. Trends in the housing market this Wednesday, no way out. Can't read Market Talk, and another Mike in the Night here you want to set your reminders for American Dream. That's going to be on the 4th of July for you guys. My fans down watching in the United States. We got actually a big following, believe it or not, in West Texas, and we got a big following. This is according to Google Analytics on the back end of my channel. And like all over Florida, like it's dotted all over Florida and South Carolina and Georgia. Lots of people watching me from Georgia. I love Atlanta. I've been to Georgia, been to Macon, Georgia, been all over Georgia. A beautiful state. The peach state. Back episodes of Mike in the Night, heavily not getting out there anymore. So if you guys want to go and share a few of these for me, I'd really appreciate it. Lots of stuff. So let's go over some of this. Microsoft to close all brick and mortar locations. And a lot of people were surprised that they didn't know that Microsoft even had a brick and mortar location. How much needed to join the 1% club. And don't forget payday ripoff loans. Watch out for these loans, guys. Bought a mystery silver coin box. That's an older video. And markets shedding points all over the world. Could it be the second wave? Well, you see, because we are in an election year, there's going to be a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, an eighth, a ninth, and a 12th wave, unfortunately. Because we are in an election year. Let the evictions begin. Guys, this is a big deal. That landlords are now allowed to start enforcing evictions. Going forward in Canada. This one here, let's ban foreign ownership, 78% in favor. That's from a poll in Canada. And Cliff 2020 mortgage, September Cliff, up ahead, massive defaults ahead. So we'll see what happens with that. And obviously crazy mortgage regulations video I did this week. So if you guys want to check it out, please go ahead and check it out. Guys, I'm also on Teespring. If you guys, I want to thank whoever went in there and bought a bunch of stuff the other day. Thank you so much. That all goes towards the channel. Guys, don't forget also if you want to message me. Here you go. The people messaging me right now. Look. People sending me articles and stuff. Go ahead and message me here on if you have any show tips or want to just talk to me. I'm always available. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, wow, I have 950 followers on Instagram. I should become like an Instagram model now with 950 followers. Wow, thanks guys. And nothing beats my Facebook following is 115,000 followers. And unfortunately, Facebook is not allowed to verify my page. They actually have it verified as a company. See, it's verified. See, opens Tuesday, closed now. They will not allow me to verify myself as a person or a public figure because they say I'm not credible. I am not a credible person. So I'm not allowed with 115,000 people who like this page and 115,896 that follow it. And they have me set up as a business, and they will not allow me to be a public figure because I am not credible according to Facebook. So that's fine. And yeah, the website's up for the shop. I'm not shipping yet. I'm figuring things out as I go. So if you go to board games, look, the Merit Toys and Games, it's mtg.toys, all kinds of cool board games. And if you don't have to buy anything, but if you guys want to go in and look at what I actually have a massive description on every game in here. And there's going to be thousands of pages upon thousands of pages uploaded. And there's the new Merit Toys and Games online on Shopify. So if you guys want to check out what I got, and it's slowly going to trickle itself inward. Slowly. It's going to move itself inward and with time. And mtg.toys, guys. Check it out, mtg.toys. I got that domain for like $20 a year. And that's it, guys. It is time for some Mike in the Night with People of the Night. Oh, ho, ho, People of the Night. So let's go back to full screen here. All right, guys, I want to start sending a bunch of thank yous to everybody, that's been coming along with the channel now for the last 7-8 years that have been following me. I also want to thank the people that came up to visit me this week. Last week I had 4 people visit me, and then this week I had 7 people visit me from all over the province. It just either from another country visiting and saying, I'm going to go to Merritt, I'm going to rent a car and go to that town and see this guy. and people could find me. I'm one of the very few YouTubers that could actually be found on site. That could actually be like, oh, I know his shop. It's on Google Maps. I know where this guy's going to be if I want to see him, right? Nothing to hide here. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's get over some of the news before we start getting in some callers. Guys, I want some first-time callers in the show too today. If you don't mind coming on the show and giving us a little rundown, please hold back on swearing, guys. I'm begging you not to swear. They're looking for any way possible to take down anything that's Catholic, by the way. Forgot to bless myself before the show there. I usually do that on my own, but all right, let's get over some some news stories here. Let's see what they got on Zero Hedge. Eat the rich. BLM invades Beverly Hills, then the cops showed up. The Black Lives Matter mob shut down Santa Monica Boulevard and Rodeo Drive and intersections around the city center. So Beverly Hills. So it looks like they're moving to different areas. Is this organized? Are they? What's the deal here? Let's see if there's some photos here. Here they are here. What is this? Mob shut down Santa Monica Boulevard, Rodeo Drive, and intersections around the city center. They don't want you to do business. So this is from Ian Miles Chung here, basically throwing this up on his... So there it is. There. Let's go to article scan, guys. I'm really sorry. Article scan. There it is, guys. So there it is there. Shutting down Rodeo Drive and some of the main boulevards there. Hey, at least they're covering their faces. They're wearing masks. And Los Angeles seized a privately owned American flag in a residential suburb, shredding it and pulling it down. So this is it, guys. We're seeing the destruction of the American. You know, no country's perfect. No country will be perfect. Every country has a history, whether they bartered or trade slaves, whether they exported and raped minerals. How come they ain't doing this in Africa against the French oppression? How come they ain't doing that? How come they ain't doing it for Gaddafi, who was building Libya into a first world nation and got taken down in a heartbeat? Why aren't they doing it for that? And the massive amount of oppressed people there. Massive oppressed people right now in these countries. Why? So it goes back to what I said. You know, this will go on forever. Reparations will go on for the next 2,000 years, right? You know how I see it? It was their war. It not them, not these guys. None of these guys were born. None of these guys were alive. It was their war. It was their struggle, and it was their fight. Not my fight. Not you that's watching this. I know it's not your fight that's watching this because none of you guys were born for what they're fighting over right now. And I think it was Samuel L. Jackson said it best. Why degrade my culture or Black History Month into 1 month when it should be every day of the year? I don't understand why, it doesn't... It makes no sense, guys. It makes absolutely 0 sense. 0 cents. Why they're doing this? What do they... Are they going to get $10 each from every white guy standing to the left of them? If you guys remember that? What's the deal here? What is the end game? Obviously, they want to destabilize the country. That's what it is. It happened in a lot of other countries, and it took military to destabilize Iraq, Iran. All these countries got destabilized because of that. But by military intervention, America is being destabilized because there's a war on for everybody's mind. Divide and conquer. And that's what they're pushing for right now, guys. And this is for people that are falling for this. Watch out, because it's gonna be a lot worse once you get your way, and you think you won it. In the end, it's gonna be a lot worse. So we got people in the comments section. Wow, the comments section's going wild right now. Axel Rose saying no label does, but I had my friend, one of my friends, a Jamaican guy that was visiting me from Kingston, watches my channel. He came up. He's making a jingle or a song for trends in the housing market. He's making a 2-minute jingle song like the Mike and the Night song, but he's making a reggae, cool, Caribbean breeze type jingle song, right? And we got into discussion, and I'm like, it's so sad how we're all born from woman, we all bleed red, but we're still in this crosshairs from God knows when it happened or whatnot. What about the destabilization of Africa? Does anybody care? Does anybody care that Africa is basically being torn up by rich, illegal CPP Chinese investors and ripping off do they care that Mozambique is being completely deforested? They're completely deforested. And you know what the people in Mozambique are getting in return for losing all their trees? A bunch of roads that go nowhere. But no one's looking at that. They're so worried about, they're not living in the now, right? And my dad, God rest his soul, right here, it's going to be coming up to the 1-year anniversary that I lost him. He used to say, everybody in your life, Mike, will be a case-by-case scenario. Every human being. Doesn't matter who they are, where they're from, what they believe in. Everybody is a case-by-case scenario. They screw you, they're gone. They play with you or they, manipulate you, they're gone. Everybody, it doesn't matter what culture. I get a guy, for example, from the Philippines, wrong me, for example. I'm going to hate everybody from the Philippines because of one guy? I don't think so. It doesn't work like that. Yep. Stephen Sewell saying Africa's being pillaged and plundered big time. I almost lost my life for the documentaries I made about Africa. Africa for Sale and Africa, some African documentaries I made in the Portuguese language there for Angola and Mozambique. And I got in a lot of trouble. I did some speaking tours down there in universities in Africa. Yeah, I've been around, guys. I'm what you call a true racist. I have black family, my wife's Filipina, and my ex-wife is Muslim. And my ex-girlfriend's Chinese. And I have black family. Shots fired, Saudi Arabia forced 3 Iranian boats from its territorial waters. So that's why I'm always hedging with oil, because once this goes red light, oh yeah. Saudi Maritime Border Patrol issued repeated warnings and fired shots signaling it was ready to engage. Engage what? Oh, yeah. There's a lot better way than this. Wounded warriors laminate on American patriotism goes viral. No race, no religion, no politics, just Americans. That's what when I was living in America, when I was there, when I would see a person, they're an American. I don't care what they are or they're an American. Here in Canada, it's different. I'm Portuguese, and everybody's a different culture in Canada. No, I don't see anyone saying, I'm Canadian. You know what I'm saying? I mean, from European backgrounds or any other background, for that matter. You know? But you go to America, everyone's an American. You meet an Arab guy, I'm an American. You meet a Mexican guy, I'm an American, and I'm proud. And that's what it should be. But it's not, because we are in an election year, guys. Let's not forget that. We are in an election cycle year. So we're going to be, see, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th wave. Come on. Stressed all the time, millennials and Gen Zers see job mobility plunge. Shutdowns have hit these generations hard. Well, that's too bad now, isn't it? Because back in the day, you know what we did back in the day, right? We'd save up for a rainy day fund. Or we would lay away something to buy something. Right? I was, like that car I bought. Everyone was like, oh, how's your Corvette doing, Mike? I know you bought a C6 Corvette. It looks really nice. Are you making payments? I'm like, no. I laid away the money from 2 years ago because I was going to buy, because when I moved to this house, I sold my Corvette in Vancouver. And because I had no space and I had starting a family. And I said, I got to get out of the city if I want to have toys. If I want to have toys and more disposable income, I got to get the hell out of the city. And I did. And I did. I got out, did well, and I set myself up here. I have a local stalker. I have, like, everything's perfect. I got my little shop. I got my car. But I didn't do it in slavery mode. I didn't put myself into a position where it's going to cost me more for it in the long run, right? So, doesn't look good for Gen Zers. No, it does not look good for Gen Zers. Millennials can't binge drink anymore, says Axel Rose. Now we borrow for a rainy day, says Kia. Lord Humongous says, I want to be the one on a Mexican radio. I want to be on a Mexican radio. Buenas tardes. Estamos aquí en México, en la ciudad, en el centro de Zócalo. Estamos juntos aquí con otra gente y vamos a platicar qué está pasando en este país. Oh yeah, I think I could pull off Mexican radio station myself too. Anna Key says the Millies and the millennials and Gen Zers, I know, don't care less. They just want to play games and now have an excuse. A lot of them, the problem is that entitlement cycle that a lot of people are going through, right? I never grew up with that mentality. My dad was very strict military. My dad was in the Portuguese military. And you're like, oh, Portuguese didn't go anywhere. Yes, they were. They were fighting for the conservative side in Angola, in Mozambique, and Guinea-Bissau. And my dad was stationed in Africa for many years and lived in Africa for many years. And no, they were fighting for basically that the Russians wouldn't take over. And the locals that living there are like, no, we don't want the Russians. We want the Portuguese to stay. But the French, the Dutch, the Germans didn't want that because every other European colonist or country was kicked out of Africa except the Portuguese. Because they actually spent money on infrastructure. There was no segregation and people loved each other. Believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe. From a white complexion, no. So, but it was very different. So we got Lord Humongous putting in links in the comments there. Nat Pashuk said, best place to buy Texas, Florida, and Arizona. Right now, they're still affordable, those areas, if you want to buy something. And it's running out, guys. It's running out. Unless you want to go to, like, North Dakota or something like Wisconsin or something, or find somewhere else. Because those states are going to get bought up real quick in a heartbeat.
I beat China all the time.
Oh, yeah. You're tuned into Mike in the Night. All right, let's get back to article scan here. GAB CEO warns Visa is helping to bring China's social credit score to America. Woo! I brought this up so many times, guys. Social credit score at our doorsteps. Who's watching Mike in the Night tonight? Let's mark it down. You get a negative, because you are tuned in to Mike in the Night, telling it how it is. Oh, we gotta open this. This one's opening right now. I'm opening this one right now. We're opening this one right now. Gab CEO warns Visa is helping to bring China's social credit score to America. A little over a week after getting blacklisted by Visa, simply for being associated with Gab, a social media alternative that's committed to the principles of free speech, has just spoken out for the first time via blog post. Detailing his experiences, his account is almost shocking. All right. If you are deemed politically incorrect, you will be silenced, fired, and harassed by major corporations, journalists, and activists who claim to be committed to social justice and equality. He explains because he refuses to censor hate speech on his platform in keeping with the commitment in making Gab censorship-free platform. Visa has targeted him and accused him of breaking the law, even though hate speech is protected under the First Amendment. Well, what the heck is hate speech? I don't see nobody going out and about purposely just, well, I got a guy in town that when he sees me, he's like, like swearing and giving me the finger and just yelling at the top of his lungs. But he's forming an opinion, right? He's allowed to do that. All right? So, CEO warns Visa is helping to bring China's... So, Buddy here at Gab wants a free speech platform, and then in China, there's something called the social credit system. We covered that on Mike in the Night. Oh, I don't know, about a year ago now. We covered the Mike in the Night. Let's see where it is, actually. Let's go to videos. Guys, you want to go back in the archival Mike in the Nights. You go to playlists right here, guys, and you want to go back to archival. You want to go to Mike in the Night, the new generation. Right? There's me there in Area 16 last week. And then you want to scroll down to way down here. Let's see if we could find this episode. It's way back here. Man, it's an episode, it's just way back here. Social credit system. I got to start breaking these things down so you guys could find things easier or a little bit faster. There it is. Mike in the Night, Australia, unloading you, Big Brother. So Australia was unloading the new social credit system, social credit score. So here it is. Here's how it works. Let me full screen this. This is Supreme Cannon talking here. There it is right there. You see that, all those squares? Watch how people are being followed.
Wow, with this stuff, Mike. And this stuff is no different. You look at these people with the little squares on them, and you think, but this is that's still considered over the top and ridiculous, and it gets pointed out and it gets debated in our houses and our legislatures. You know, like, it's not, there are people in Canada economic setback from this.
Because I see Australia as not to be mean or anything, but a very soft nation when it comes. There's a lot of leftists there and very soft nations that would embrace something like this and bring it in and say, yes, we do need this because it's going to stop the conservative. So that's Mike in the Night. Mike in the Night from People of the Night. I'll leave a link there if you guys want to watch this. It's almost a 2-hour episode where we're discussing this social credit score system. There it is, guys. If you guys want to look at it later, there it is. So there it is. Oh yeah, big corporations want this social credit system here. They need the social credit system here to help fulfill their agenda. Without opposition, without Mike effing Martins, who's going to be there? Who's going to be on the front lines anymore? Who's going to be discussing? The only way they could probably get me is saying you can't fly. Okay, then I'm going to have to drive. I got a nice car. I could drive. Or they could only get me by saying they can't make me lose my job. I have my own. Or they could just audit me, which I get audited all the time anyway. So, I mean, they're going to have to put a piece of lead in my head, and that's probably the only way I'll go out. You know what I'm saying? So it is. Here it is. U.S. confirms 40K COVID. Oh, is this the second or third or fourth wave? What wave are we in? Cases for second day in a row. Pence cancels campaign. Hold on, but didn't they have... I think they had a bunch of parades this weekend across Canada. New NYU proof hundreds, if not thousands, of universities will be soon walking dead. Universities that, after siphoning $1.5 trillion in credit from young people, cannot endure a semester on reducing budgets, do not deserve to survive. Princeton dumps Woodrow Wilson's name due to racist thinking. Oh my God, guys, have you ever heard of a historical lens? Have you guys ever heard of... I don't even know how to put this without offending anybody, but you know what? That's too bad. It's called a historical lens. It's history as it happened, and I don't even know how to. Maybe if I just talk like Mexican radio guy. Hola, bueno, ya sí, estoy aquí, tengo mucho hambre y me voy a mi casa por comer algo porque, ya, sí, estoy aquí en la calle. So what do? Do Mexican guy here so I don't hurt anyone's, like, what how does it work? Ooh, he's talking like Mexican guy. He's a racist against Mexicans. No, I lived in Mexico for 2 years. Oh, how do you do it? How does that divide and conquer? Texas realtor. Okay, here it is. I even got the story open for this. Some Texas realtors no longer using master for bedrooms and bathrooms in home listings. So back again through a historical lens, Master bedroom means the master would sleep in his chambers, in his room, or in his place where he'd slumber. His place of slumber. The master bedroom. Why? Because it had an ensuite. It had an ensuite in the bedroom, allowing you to relieve yourself in the night without having to go through the entire house to find the bathroom. But now it is racist. I don't. Papa Piss says, Mike, can you do a Mexican soccer commentary? I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I don't know. It's very hard to. What do you say? What is an like or true? Okay, there's education. There's like educated people with high levels of degrees of education, and then you have wisdom. Yeah. A lot of people lack wisdom. It's something that you acquire. I get it. It's saying, sitting back and say, you know what? I get it. I got it. Who's got wisdom out there? True wisdom. Who understands? Because everything, when it comes to understanding, wisdom, and true knowledge, all falls under the same basic principles. That's it. It all comes off the same basic principles. It's built off from there. But a lot of people claim they know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. And that's what they're doing. They're strutting. Let me get 26 Gunter on the show from Wisconsin. I want to talk to him. He said he wanted to come on the show. Let's see if he picks up.
Hey, Mike.
Oi, how are you, my brother?
Doing pretty good. Hold on, let me mute the stream right quick. So how's it going?
It's going, brother. It's been a while since we talked. It's been about a month, and it's good to hear from you. Tell us, what's going on? You're from Wisconsin. What's going on around there? You seeing anything, activity? Go ahead. Lay it out.
Oh, well, a few days ago, a state senator was assaulted by protesters. A statue was torn down in
Which
Madison.
statue was that?
The Capitol. I can't remember. I think it was of a Union general. Maybe it was a colonel. I don't remember, though.
But wasn't the Union the good guys, apparently, according to these guys?
Yep. Supposedly to the narrative, the Union were the good guys.
Okay. Continue.
But, yeah, they assaulted a senator, tore down some statues. Weeks prior to that, when the protests had just started, they did damage some businesses. Milwaukee saw some damage. The governor recently activated the National Guard for the protests. Other than that, just kind of keeping my head down, waiting for things. Ammo's starting to get scarce, especially rifle calibers. Food isn't too bad. Just some things aren't missing, things are missing. Some things are missing. But as far as like cleaning supplies, some of the things that were in short supply are starting to come back now. People are starting to buy up lots of firearms. Last time I went to Cabela's, there was a line of people waiting in to pick up some guns. So people are starting to get ready. There's a lot of talk about what's happening. And of course, we have a Democratic governor, so he's not necessarily a friend of the rural people. And I'm about 45 miles from the state capital.
Mm-hmm.
We even had a protest downtown. People blocked the roads, and there were some fights. A guy I work with, his father was arrested. He didn't do anything. He just told the protesters that they were stupid, and the cops arrested him for antagonizing them.
Yeah, of course. For calling out, you see, 26 Gunter, do you know why I'll never be a tubbleard while I'm on YouTube?
Why is that, Mike?
Because I get criticized all the time on videos with people, and you know what? They're right. When people criticize me, says, "Hey, Mike, you fathead, you're a fat man, you're a tubbleard," and I'm like, you know what? He's right. So I shut off the weight, and I feel good. Because you know why? Because he's criticizing me, because he's allowed to criticize me, and I take that, and I do something about that, right?
Yep.
Then nowadays, you see a guy walking across the street, and they're like, "Hey, look at that tubbleard." Guess what? You go to jail, just like your friend's father did, for calling somebody or putting someone setting someone straight or going against their, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, they don't want to improve. They want to be taken as they are, no matter, if they're scumbags or not. Society's becoming extremely degenerate. People don't want to do the best they can. They don't want to clean after themselves. They don't want to be responsible. All they want to do is do drugs, drink, have sex, have fun, go to concerts. I just want to party.
Growing up, growing up in my generation, it was all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But then, but we still had our jobs. We still took care of our families. We still went to church on Sundays, and we still cleaned up after ourselves. And we still, back in the day, we still took, what do you call it? When you do something wrong, you took, what do you call it? I don't even know what the name is anymore. Accountability. We don't. Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, that is definitely one thing. People aren't accountable. Even at work, a simple mistake, somebody screws up making a burger or something. People, lose their minds over having to own up for something as simple as that. I work, if anybody doesn't know, I'm working part-time at a fast food restaurant. Was going to school until the whole virus. Now I'm thinking about, I'm going to try and keep this part-time job, but I'm going to try and go to like some kind of first shift, 8-hour factory job. Try and work this since fast food is considered essential. So at least if things shut down again, factory shuts down, I'll at least still have some work. Things are getting, I guess, back to normal. Getting a lot of tourists coming through. They go to Wisconsin Dells, has a bunch of water parks, or they go upstate around the Great Lakes or to the peninsula that's a part of Michigan. It's causing a lot of trouble. Every day I look on the police scanner, there's drunk drivers or robberies or something. A lot more crime with all the tourists and the summer activities. As far as the Capitol, a lot of their stores are still closed, and even a lot of them you have to wear a face mask to go into them. They'll tell you no, you can't come in if you don't have a face mask on.
Interesting.
And it's a liberal city. That you have the University of Wisconsin there.
Oh, so they got those protesters Save the Whales protests, or has it gone like very toxic now?
It's extremely toxic.
Yeah, because when I was growing up, it was the Save
are.
the Whales protests, and then now it's become the now it's become something else. It's become super toxic, and it's
It's because they don't stand for anything. They have this weird. They live in this weird contradictory mindset. That everything about them and about the country is wrong, and yet they're hyper consumers. They're extremely pro-corporation, despite they say they're not. They're for government takeover of everything. So
what do you think of that article I was reading there on how Visa is looking and ushering in the social credit score in America?
I'm not surprised. The big credit card players are often behind a lot of things. Visa, MasterCard, American Express. I wouldn't be surprised if they be the first ones to implement something.
Yeah.
I've been trying to remove myself, disconnect from a lot of like social media and a lot of different things. Like I even use Credit Karma, and I don't even like using that anymore, because I'm afraid, even though my Facebook is deactivated or deleted, they're still going to go and pull up some data that they have, because they still store all the data on a server. Even if they keep it off network, they'll still store it. Like, hey, you did this 10 years ago. Well, now you can't leave the state, or now you can't go, drive your car. They'll have some kind of smart technology connected to your social credit score. In fact, the fast food chain I work for is kind of a medium-sized company compared to, like, say, McDonald's or Burger King. I don't want to say the name of the company.
That's fine. You don't have to, buddy. Don't worry.
They're in 30 states, and they're also talking about adding facial recognition, thermal imaging technology, to check people. In fact, every day when I go into work, before I clock in, I have to have my temperature taken, and they have to ask me, have you come into contact with anybody with COVID? Are you experiencing any symptoms? We have to wear masks, whether you're in front of house or back of house. In the kitchen, they understand, it gets hot back there. You can't breathe well. Nobody really keeps them fully covered, because you can't. People will pass out. I have mild asthma, and I can definitely feel it when I have it on for 30 minutes and I'm trying to breathe and I'm working the grill. It's, it feels like it's 100 degrees over by the grill. It's just, it's terrible. I can't imagine what it would be like working in a factory or construction and somebody doing some heavy lifting and you have to wear a mask.
Wow. Yeah. It's
And
tough. It's tough. Wearing those masks is pretty tough, and I don't think it does anything anyway against this thing, but what do I know, right? It's just one of those cycles, one of those things that, like...
It's all about the psychological effect. People, even though the mask can't even stop a virus, if it's airborne.
Yeah.
They think they're safe.
I don't think you could even stop the common flu, like the common regular cold flu with a mask anyway. I don't think there's any way. It's like trying to stop the wind.
Well, that's the thing about, the C virus. It's the common cold is primarily rhinovirus. It's also the flu, the C virus, several other kinds. You just sometimes you get a stomach bug. You just pick up some random virus. It's airborne. There's nothing you can really do about it. Most people get sick for a week or two, feel like a dog, sick as a dog, and then they get better. But we even have tables marked off limits for social distancing. We have X's in our lobby. We're only allowed to let in so many people. It's really crazy. Our Walmart used to keep one set of sliding doors closed and blocked off, and just recently they opened it up. They haven't put into place strict controls as far as, you have to walk calmly in this line, follow the line of people going throughout the store, trying to at least control it. So anytime I go to the store, I just go in and out of people, get through as quick as I can. I don't really pay attention to rules unless I'm standing in line. Then I tend to stand off from people just not to agitate them.
I hear you. Well, yeah, that's a well, thanks for the update. I mean, thanks for letting us know what's going on down there, and keep an eye out for us. And if you ever a chance to throw a video or record a video, throw it on Skype for me, and it actually shows up as whole, and you don't even have to talk or even show yourself. Just send us video footage of anything. No one's gonna know it's from you, or no one's gonna know where. You know what I mean, right? So,
yeah.
If you're out and about,
I'd like to maybe go down to Madison and maybe catch one of the protests one day.
Yeah, but
I'm afraid
don't get arrested.
Yeah, that's the only thing. You go down there, whether or not you say you're on their side, somebody's gonna knock you in the head just to knock you in the head. A lot of those people are there just to be violent, break things.
A lot of those people that fight, or a lot of those guys that are there to fight, they fight dirty too, eh?
Oh yeah,
They're dirty fighters.
Rarely
I
are you
like
going to
the
get
fight.
somebody 1-to-1,
Uh-huh.
and if you do, they're going to carry a weapon.
Yeah, like the Ducky Boys. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, our manufacturing's picked up. A lot of people had a misconception that back during the Great Financial Crisis that Wisconsin had had a lot of closures, factory closures, but we didn't. The problem was is that the jobs didn't pay a lot compared to other places. We have a lot of manufacturing jobs. In fact, go on Indeed and search, you can find thousands of manufacturing jobs, and a lot more have popped up, especially since the reopening.
Hold on a sec. We got Jeff Facilero, Jeff in the house. Jefe Salcedo saying, in Wisconsin, they wanted to take down a statue of a Norwegian immigrant who was a Union soldier in the Civil War. He fought on the side that freed the slaves. These people don't know what their history. That's what you talked about at the beginning of the conversation.
Yep.
There.
Well, it all boils down to that people don't understand that the
They
Civil
have no
War.
clue what they're doing, man. They don't even know if they're tricking or treating, buddy. They don't know what the heck they're up to.
They don't understand that the Civil War wasn't fought over slavery. It wasn't even a civil war. It was
And why
a
did
war
the,
between
why did
two
the
separate
North
countries.
Well, why did the North hold slaves 9 years longer than the South if it was over slavery?
Exactly. I'm from Mississippi, and people try and get at me all the time about it. I'm like, look, I don't support slavery. I didn't support the Confederate government, but Abraham Lincoln actually wanted to deport all of the freed slaves back to Africa.
Yeah.
He
a lot of people
supported
don't know that. There was that name. There was a name. It was an act they were trying to pull. It was called the. I don't know what the name is, but I could look it up. There was an act they were trying to put into law where they could deport all the freed slaves back to Africa. Yes, you're correct.
But it just I don't really waste my time trying to convince people of the truth
There's
anymore.
no point.
Because
There's no point. There's 0 point in trying to, like, unless it's a close friend or a family member that you don't want to see go astray, that's fine. But when it's some Yahoo on the street who thinks he knows everything and hasn't showered in 2 weeks and has never made love to a woman, doesn't understand, I don't know. I don't even want to go there.
yeah, I work with a bunch of Zoomers, and I'm prior military as well. Any of them, I let them know, like, hey, if I ever see any of you looting anything in town or talking about looting, I'm gonna put a boot to your chest. You better get your head out of your butt and get in good with the right people. Times are gonna get pretty rough here soon. I think winter is gonna be pretty rough.
All right, Gunter. Thanks so much for coming in and giving us some information. I appreciate that. It was good talking to you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Anytime.
We'll talk soon. God bless you, buddy.
You too. Bye.
Bye. That is 26 Gunter from Wisconsin, filling us in on what is happening in his neck of the woods in the northeast part of the United States there. It gets pretty frigid and cold there in the winter, let me tell you. I'd move back to Ole Miss if I was him. I'd move back to Ole Miss, Mississippi if I was him. So, it's... there's just so much out there. If you think... Now, think about this. Pre-internet. Pre-internet time. How much of the news and manipulation and book burning and lies they've told us pre-internet time? It's just absolutely unfathomable, unbelievable. If there was internet back during World War I and World War II, we'd actually know why those wars were being fought, and we'd actually know what was happening. We'd actually have a better grasp on how the history was written and formed to, I guess, cater. I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying we're not being told what we should be told. And it starts with the indoctrination of what the schools teach us, right? Yeah. I want to get Anna Key in Australia. I want to see if she got her Skype up or I want to talk to her. See, it says we chatted. Anna Key. Okay, let's see if she picks up.
Hello.
Anna, how are you?
Hello. I'm just going to turn off the television. Hang on.
Oh wow, I'm on TV in Australia.
Yeah. Look, I've got you on the computer. I've got you on the TV. I'm having a ball.
Well, I wanted to get you on to hear your I know you're out in Australia, and I know there were protests. There was rumors of protests there.
Yeah.
So tell us
we're
what's
getting
going
them
on.
every
What's on your mind?
weekend.
Tell us, Anna.
What's on my mind? My biggest problem is that my mind is so full of so much. It doesn't know which direction to jump at what point. But the Black Lives Matter protests went ahead in Sydney and Melbourne and some in Adelaide and around the country, basically. And it was very disappointing to see that they decided to put it in the hands of the Aborigines who have died in incarceration. So they've been in jail and they've died. And so they made a great big deal out of it and said 421 Aborigines have died in custody, blah, blah, blah. And the big problem is that it's not true. And so they're fundamentally, I think everybody's doing it. They're just jumping on bandwagons. They're just going, okay, I want to push my little barrow. Here we go. And it doesn't really matter. The BLM just seems to be a bandwagon that they're pushing. And it's all circuses, bread and circuses. And it's just, it's their 5 minutes of fame. I just don't quite understand it.
Yeah. It's really, really scary of what is happening right now. And what you said at the beginning of the conversation, where your mind doesn't know where to go, left, right, center anymore. I think that's that's the position that they want us to be in right now.
Yes, and I'm finding it really hard to center. And sort of go, okay, well, where is all this going to lead us? Where is it going to take us? Where are we being led? And how are the politicians and the lawmakers and the judges and all our sort of systems of authority and community are going to be shaped?
So that's the scary part, but like it goes to what I said earlier before I got you on the phone was what if we had internet during World War I and World War II, and we had a front line or front row seat on what was really happening, right? Would history be written the way it is? Would we be having these issues today?
I think the fact that everybody's being able to push their barrows and push their opinions and get away with so much fake information and so much misinformation, it's very, very scary. And what's also happening is that people tend to believe it, and it sort of distorts reality. When all of these things that are happening courtesy of the internet and Instagram and just people's minds are being turned to mush because they don't know and they haven't caught up with, and they're very far lagging on how influence is made and how photos are manipulated, how images are distorted. We always said, a picture was real. Well, it's not. It's quite disturbing how people sort of don't understand how they're being manipulated. And I fundamentally like to go to the core or the root of the cause. And one of the things that really bothers me is the fact that Facebook allowed a snuff movie up on their platform that went viral. That snuff movie fundamentally was George Floyd dying. Now, nowhere inside a serious parameter would you allow anybody to witness that.
Mm-hmm.
That's traumatized, and what do they call it? Moral panic. It's traumatized everybody.
Right.
And inside all of that trauma, we've got all this crazy coming out.
But the end, like you, okay, now let's go back to the second part of the conversation where you said, what is the end game? What?
Well, that's, I've been listening to, obviously you and also, I've been constantly just searching. I'm just searching, a bit like, and I'm sort of looking at what Raven's got to say and sort of going, yeah, well, I can't get one of those Kevlar bows because I've got to sign up, that's even hard, so to sort of basically look at, it's going to be dystopia and it's going to be the road and, there's all these different kind of avenues that you can roll down inside where we're going to end up with it all. And there's a lot of people that aren't in a position like Raven is with, having a property they can run to. And, I'm also in that type of position, but in my case, I can't grow fruit and veg. So I'm sort of stuffed. I'm good for catching fish, but not much else.
What about wild hogs?
Wild hogs, I'd have to go well inland for that.
Kangaroos? Can you eat kangaroos?
Not allowed. You're personally not allowed to kill them. So we're personally not allowed to sort of kill anything. Fishing is about it, but we're supposed to have a license. But that's, a little bit bogus in that respect because everybody's running around fishing.
In Australia, if you want to go hunting, you're going to take your gun and you're going to go out hunting. What would you be allowed? I know you don't have moose. I know you don't have like all kinds of stuff there, but
hunting.
Don't you guys have like not caribou but like deer?
No, there's no deer here. We can hunt wild boar, and we can hunt wild kangaroos, but it's generally not talked about, and it's generally frowned upon. Once again, all that sort of thing. So you don't talk about it, so you don't know about it. Like when I grew up, guys used to get on the back of the pickup truck with their spotlights and their guns and go out and hunt rabbits and kangaroos and whatever moved, they'd shoot it. Mm-hmm. But you're not allowed to hunt possums yet in what is it? New Zealand. They introduced possums into New Zealand, which is a bit like a raccoon,
mm-hmm. Like a womp rat.
I'm
joking. Womp rats from Star Wars. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they introduced possums from Australia in New Zealand, and they're allowed to hunt and kill the possums. And I desperately want to go to New Zealand and get a possum pie just to find out. But in Australia, possums are everywhere, and you can't touch them.
You can't touch
them.
Yeah, because
again,
it all generates back to this telling you how to live, telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Now let's bring back a discussion piece at the beginning of the show. I did a show a year from I think today's date, where we were discussing social credit score being rolled out in Australia in Darwin.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was all over that because of that Black Mirror episode around social credit. And I saw that many, 3 or 4 years ago and sort of went, oh, holy shit. I haven't seen too many Black Mirrors that really have bothered me, but that one really did. And so I got all my friends to watch it. And I'm going, this is incredible. I don't believe it. I think this is coming. And then, of course, I spoke to somebody in Shanghai and said, how is it going on over there? Is it true? And then he said, yep, it's all happening over in Shanghai. And I sort of went, oh, crap. And then when you brought up it's happening in Darwin, I just about had a heart attack.
And you know what? And you learned about it in your country of Australia from some random guy in Merritt, BC who speaks Portuguese.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great. You're filling me in on all the things I can't catch up with in Australia. Australia, unfortunately, seems to be incredibly opaque when it comes to information that's actually relevant to people's lives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So hence I've had to find you in British Columbia. Luckily, I've got a very good friend, two very good friends that are Canadian or more, but two good ones, one in particular. So I'm telling her all of your Canadian news.
Mm-hmm.
which is quite funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really opaque. So it sort of information here that's relevant doesn't stick. It just comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. And unless you make a point of hanging on to that information, you can't follow it up and build the bigger picture. And it's coming to America. I mean, I've just been reading the Wall Street Journal, and they're seriously going to be pushing the whole 5G thing over in America.
Well,
So
they're
actually
going to need to run the 5G technology if they're going to run all these cameras and information systems and temperature sensors, and they want to know what porn you're looking at, when you go to the shower, when you shower, when you pee, and they want to know what kind of underwear you buy. They want to know all this. And guess what? They accumulate this information, and we die. Like, what the heck? And that's what I kept saying.
Yeah.
Our life expectancy isn't that long. And remember, Anna, do you remember a Mike in the Night, maybe this one, or not this one, but the Mike in the Night, two Mike in the Nights ago, when I was saying, if our life expectancies was like to live to be 800, 900, we could live in multiple countries in our lifetime. We could speak multiple languages. We could do a lot in a whole lifetime, right? But our life expectancy is 70 if we're lucky. What do they want with it?
Yeah, I know. And the information's so distorted and wrong. And I mean, I've been filling in forms ever since I was a kid, and I've never filled in the same thing twice. It's just all bullshit that we're providing. So they're creating these analysis based on research, based on surveys, based on rubbish, and it's just. Speaking of you just sparked something. Speaking of pee, you know what they do? They're now, all of the water systems that we have, they've now got chemistry labs next to them, and they're analysing our pee. So when they create a sort of a social shift, they'll see it in our pee.
Okay.
That's going on. So if you really want to know what's going on, you basically measure the effluent. And they can tell drugs, they can tell where the high levels of drug use is. They've really sort of got all of that. This is the thing. This is another thing. They've kind of got it all. And so it's all there, but nobody knows quite what to do with any of it, And we're just experimenting inside social behaviours and influences. So it's all just one giant experiment that we're just in the middle of.
I think that Australia is the petri dish for the Commonwealth. I honestly do believe it.
Well, yeah, I discovered how they were doing the chemistry on the effluent down in a lab in South Australia. That's where it first started. So, but nobody knows about that. You've got to be kind of out there hunting down this information. But lately, what's kind of bothersome, I'm finding particularly bothersome, is some very good tenured professors of universities inside chemistry made a tweet. He'd been there for 41 years. And all of a sudden, he's made the wrong tweet according to the union inside this university, and he's out the door. Mm-hmm. Another professor, another PhD in physics, made a comment related to IQ, and he's now out the door.
So, so if you criticize or ask a question that's outside the box, you are...
you're out the door.
But if you don't criticize something...
You might have had 41 years of experience. You might be a professor, tenured professor in chemistry. You might be as bright as a bloody button. But if you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, you're out the door. And this is scary.
So we got Stephen Sewell in the comments saying, highest level of cocaine and wastewater for England. And then we have Anastasia saying, my niece in Sydney had a research paper on the drugs found in the city's sewers pee. It's true. They are testing it.
Yeah. Nice to be confirmed. But yes, that's all going on. So it's going on in all sorts of levels that we're not even aware of, let alone the whole, 5G and the social credit score. And think about it. Do you remember the Jetsons? where they had the video screens,
Yes.
and then the woman used to get a mask and put it on because she looked like crap because she just got out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to put masks on to go out. And then somebody said, oh, no, that won't work because they've actually studied your gait. So it means that we've all got individual walking.
You know
so
what?
we'll have to learn to walk differently. And, it's like, now I don't know what to do.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's like that movie or the book 1984 or the movie 1984 when you have, you know how everyone has Google in their house that's talking to you?
Oh, yes.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me that when you wake up, it's time to get up now, Mike. Don't forget to brush your teeth. Huh?
Oh, it's coming. It's absolutely coming.
Don't forget to
all
this.
this
Your
latest,
cholesterol's too high. You cannot have this on
yeah,
your pizza.
yeah. Yep. That's definitely on its way. It virtually is with the Apple Watch and the Fitbit and the it's bedtime on your iPhone and all of these things. They're all micromanaging you so that you're just going to be that perfect little individual, or actually not even an individual, perfect little robototron, doing the perfect thing, having the sort of and this is the problem, and it's creating this I'm perfect bias.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
that's another problem, Nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect. Everybody's a winner, remember?
Yeah.
Don't we love that one? Everybody's a winner. And then we all sort of went, I laughed that off, that whole, every child's a winner, nobody's a loser and all of that sort of thing. And I thought, God, life and reality is going to hit them bad. But they've decided to just completely shift life and reality to make sure everybody's a winner.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
don't
what
like
we're sort of
showing up and getting
seeing.
a ribbon for showing up or a trophy for showing up, because then people
Yeah,
forget what it's
exactly.
like to win.
Participation. Yeah, participate. You have a participation certificate. That's it. No winners, no losers, no first, no second, no thirds.
Mm-hmm.
No gaining, no sort of basically competency. So what I'm sort of seeing is competency is being destroyed.
And so
So
is I
when
said
you
it earlier, when people have to take accountability is gone.
yes, and yes. And what do you do about that? Because that's been gone in our time, like we didn't fight that one. I honestly think that it all stemmed from when we had the GFC and they couldn't put those shifty bankers in jail.
They did in Iceland, and Iceland was great. And then
I know,
Icelandic people weren't
I
allowed to
know.
ride British Airways because they were considered terrorists.
Oh, look, Iceland that's a
They
really
jailed all their
wonderful
bankers,
little
and
place.
they jailed all their
Yeah,
bankers, and then anyone that
yeah.
flies wasn't allowed on British Airways because England wanted to throw its debt, its portion of its debt on Iceland to pay off.
Yes, that's because women were in control.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just a side issue. But but Iceland is just such a small little beautiful little place. But it wasn't Icelandic bankers that we wanted in jail. It was the American Wall Street. We wanted the Wall Street guys to
That's
go.
what the one
We
percenters were
wanted
hoping
them.
to, but nothing happened from that, and there was no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Occupy Wall Street. All of that. We wanted Wall Street to suffer, and Wall Street didn't suffer. So it meant, and along with that, it just was basically the thin edge of the wedge because I'd seen so many things which you have every now and again brought up, where somebody's property is being destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Through a cause, it goes to court, and the judge says, "Oh no, the cause is more important than your property." Or
No.
somebody, yeah, well, that's happened in Australia. And on top of that, you get somebody that breaks into your house but has an injury; they can sue you.
Yeah, like that guy that fell through the skylight in California. He was breaking into the guy's house. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, all of that type of thing. It's like, well, the wrongdoers are being rewarded and the people that are trying to do the right thing are being punished. So that's why everything's turned upside down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're seeing this level of chaos because, if you don't give a child parameters, it's just going to run amok. And I think the world's lost its parameters and it's running amok.
That's exactly what's happening right now. Anna,
Yes.
Anna, thank you so much. We've been talking for 20 minutes.
Have we? Well,
Oh,
if you
we
want to talk
have.
about China, that's my next bugbear, as you know.
What time is it there in Australia? It's like Sunday afternoon?
Oh, it's an overcast. I think it's 2:10 in the afternoon.
Cool.
Chilly.
Yeah.
Chilly, overcast, very sleepy. I'm 50 k's north of Sydney CBD. I'm in a bubble and nothing has changed. Like you wouldn't even know there was coronavirus. Everything's happening.
Yeah.
Except for at one point, which was hilarious, the boats, people boat and they get boats on the river. And for social distancing, there was a lot of what I noticed for about 2 weeks was one person at one end of the boat and one person at the other end of the boat. It was hilarious. So that was it. That's all the notice, like that we had in kind of where I am. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, it's strange. It's strange because I do understand what's going on in the rest of the world, and so it's weird living in a bubble, seeing something as simple as that. It's very, what is it? Wind in the willows down here.
Wind in the willows. Where I am, it's a tumbleweed rolling down the street.
Yeah. Same sort of thing,
Yeah.
left the big city, sort of got it. Oh, I did want to tell you something though. I really did. We've got negative migration movement in Sydney, which means get out of Sydney is happening.
Remember that video I did 4 years ago?
Yeah, I do. Because
It's still up there. They took that video
10
down
years
2
ago,
times.
10 years ago, I just, I was talking to all my friends. I was in Sydney CBD, and 10 years ago, I said, something's gone wrong in Sydney, and it just got really crappy, and we just
It turned
sort
out
of
like
decided,
Vancouver and Toronto and
yeah,
Los
we
Angeles,
decided,
San Francisco,
yep,
London,
yep. Sydney
Auckland.
had become mean, and so I got out and can't get far enough away. I'd personally like to get further away from Sydney because I'm still part of the region of Sydney. I'd like to be like some small town and some small place. That'd be great. But Sydney's got a lock. It's very hard to get out of Sydney once you're in Sydney. But anyway, yes, we've got. I've just looked at some data stats on movement from country to city, and all the capitals around Australia, and Sydney's in a negative 4,000. That's in 2017. So right now they're actually starting to say it's even worse.
I even made a video 3 years ago about the Sydney brain drain.
Yep, it's the young ones are going. They're going regional if they're not going overseas.
No.
So they're leaving.
No. Well, all right, Anna, thank you so much for your input. And
yes.
Thank you for giving us a little insight on there, and thanks for having me on TV there in Australia.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And we shall have you on soon again, okay?
Okay.
All right, God bless you.
Bye now.
Bye. That is Anna Key from Sydney, Australia, giving us a little insight here. And we got Eduardo with an update on what's happening in Toronto. We're going to get him on the phone right now. Yo.
Mike, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing good, buddy. What do you do? What are you up to?
Oh, getting word out. Big protest happening July 1st, Ottawa. Groups from all over the country are showing up.
Okay, yeah, guys, Eduardo was on the show last week telling us about this, and the week before. July 1st, there's going to be a peaceful protest in Ottawa, right?
Yep. And if you can't make it to your, if you can't make it out to Ottawa, get to your local legislature.
Local legislature, okay. But there's a lot of big cities around Ottawa. Like I think people from Montreal could get in there, Toronto. Hamilton, Barrie, Ontario. You can get a lot of folks out there.
It's going to be thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands of people showing up. All different groups. It's open platform. Everyone will be able to speak. We're We're not asking. We're fed up with this de facto government, and enough is enough. Let's take our country back.
Well, I think what they need to start to do is start to reopen the money laundering investigations, start actually repossessing properties and giving it back to the people, and they need to start taking our country back with the stroke of a pen.
Yep. So I don't know if anyone's aware of this, but USMCA kicks in July 1st.
What's kicking in? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
The USMCA between Canada, Mexico.
The new NAFTA.
Yeah, the new NAFTA.
And how does that make you feel, Eduardo?
Well, what's pretty cool is that there's a anti-corruption clause in there. If any government is accused of being corrupt, the other two governments have to investigate.
That's good because, I mean, Canada's in hot water right now.
Well, it's not good if you're Trudeau and you're corrupt and all your other buddies. You guys are going to be going to jail by the American or the Mexican pen.
Yeah, well, the corruption needs... We're in 2021, and corruption is rampant. It's like, what the hell? And it's just to get these crazy bullcrap agendas across the board that make no sense and help nobody out.
We've had enough of this, people. Come out to Ottawa or go to your local legislature.
Yeah, you said the last protest you went to, you found a few of my fans.
Yes, today I didn't go to the protest. I had to work, but yeah, your fans are approaching me all the time.
Really? Because they see you on the channel, eh?
Yep.
Wow, that's good to have some sort of like presence and an outside that's good. It's a positive thing, right?
Well, sure. Word's getting out. People are starting to wake up. The silent majority is getting upset at all the nonsense going on, and people are slowly learning that we have a de facto government here in this country. People are waking up to the fact that corporatocracy is definitely on the agenda.
It's very toxic. It's this delusionalized economy that we're creating. It's not going to last much longer. Something's going to have to give somewhere, somehow, somewhere, some way, and I think they want chaos to come in so they could usher in saying, oh, look what happened after all this. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying what the end game is of this divide and conquer approach. I understand divide and conquer is basically getting us fighting against each other so they could run their agendas in the background. I get that. But, I mean, it's the information age. I mean, but then you got these people that are half asleep. What can you do?
What can you do? Speak the truth.
Yeah, transparency.
Yep.
I did not know that clause was putting into the new NAFTA.
Yeah, I think it's clause 32 or 33. I don't have the number on the top of my head, but it's in there.
That's probably why Canada was very reluctant to sign it.
Who knows? Those guys are in trouble, though. They signed it. We didn't.
Yeah, we the people didn't agree for this, right?
Nope.
And you want to know something else, Eduardo? A lot of people don't. A lot of these people that are protesting, they're on the wrong side. I mean, people that have no way taking down statues, they don't understand that it's the silent majority that pays for everything for them. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
They don't even know it's the silent majority that's paying their welfare or whatever they're paying for. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, if you remember income taxes when they were brought in early in the 19th century, a lot of that money goes to the banksters. That's where it eventually ends up.
Yeah, that's the Income Tax Act in what, 1917? 1918?
Yeah, something like that, back in those days, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all about, the bottom line, it's not about the money. It's all about power and control and who rules us. And the fiat currencies that are collapsing around the world, well, not yet, but they will be. Remember
currencies are not going to, like the Chilean peso, the Argentinian peso, the Brazilian real, all those currencies are falling to the U.S. The U.S. dollar is king right now still. And I think the only way the United States of America could maintain the petrodollar is if there's some sort of hot war between the United States and Iran. That's the only way they could get the dollar going back. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way.
There's two currencies in the U.S. There's the U.S. federal. There's the U.S. banknote,
right?
and then there's the Federal Reserve note, which is what everybody uses.
Right.
So we know the Federal Reserve note is fiat currency, which is basically same as monopoly money. You've got lots of monopoly games.
Yeah, it's printed, not minted.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And they just make those numbers. They're generated out of thin air, and then they charge you interest on it.
That's the most illegal thing. Like imagine you Eduardo printed your own money at home, lent it out, and collected VIG and collected interest on that. Oh my God. You'd be in the jail. Well, you'd be in a jail cell.
Well, it's competition for the other guys that are printing the money, the Federal Reserve.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyways, I can't encourage people enough. If they're upset with what's going on, if they've had enough, come out to Ottawa July 1st or go to your local legislature. Enough is enough.
Yeah, people are getting tired. We need to reopen the money laundering thing. We need to get a drug enforcement units to find out where these factories are coming from China that's providing or selling this fentanyl and all this other garbage that's coming into our and this synthetic marijuana and all this garbage that's taking our young Canadian lives away. Young Canadian lives. We're losing more young Canadian lives in Vancouver than all of BC had from the COVID. In Vancouver, in 1 day or 2 days, we lost more people than all of COVID. You know what I'm saying? So they're not looking straight, and they're not looking. They need to open a drug enforcement act. They need to open a repossession act, a repossession task force to go out and start repossessing illegally owned properties. And then we need to start getting a workforce task force to go out to make sure that those companies that don't hire any Canadian hires, and they blatantly say that and say we don't hire Canadians here, to go out and start shutting them down and enforcing laws and start charging them 30% tax on everything they do.
Well, there's lots of solutions available, but we've need an interim government that needs to be formed so that we can write our own constitution. We got to get rid of the current corrupt government that we have. And let's start this over from scratch. Got to keep one thing in mind. Trudeau borrowed that money to pay for the taxes, and he's handed out this money worldwide. It's not me and you, it's him.
We're lucky they didn't find life on Mars because he'd said money there.
He probably would if you can get him a seat on the UN Security Council. I wouldn't put it past them.
All right, Eduardo. Did I wake you up?
Actually, I was just dozing off. Another long day of work, and wanted to get on. And anyways, thanks for having me on, Mike.
Yeah,
anytime. I know there's a lot of people out there, and you're looking for young first-time callers, so get them on there.
I'll get them on. Get some voices here on the show. I appreciate your support and everything you're doing for us, Eduardo. God bless you, eh?
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night. Sleep tight.
See you, Mike.
See ya.
Bye.
So, guys, that is Eduardo. What a great guy. Really good guy. He has got a lot of videos he sent me here on Skype. Full-blown videos, links to videos of a lot of protests he's been to. We want to make Canada great again, but we want to make Canada great from the start. You know, a new, fresh constitution. We want to put, like, executive powers in place where... for the executive powers for the people, start repossessing illegal properties, start investigating the Money Laundering Act, and started putting people away. Let's start taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, well, Mike, it's your government's fault for allowing. No, it's not. If I know I'm committing a crime, I'm committing a crime. You know, and if the government's allowing me to commit a crime, it doesn't mean it's right. A lot of people forget that. Oh, Mike, people come and launder money. It's your government's fault. No. If you're laundering money, you're committing a crime. It even says when you're coming to Canada, do you have more than $10,000 to declare? And people come in with hockey bags and suitcases full of American money into Canada. So they're committing a crime. You could blame the government for not doing nothing about it, but you blame the people for actually not getting... so they get caught. So we got Tig Nim in the house. We got Layla in the house. Lord Humongous in the house. Sean Lieberman wants to get the hell out of Richmond, British Columbia. He wants to get the hell out of there. He just commented and says, "Yo, Mike, help me find a place or Kamloops or Vernon." Well, I can help you in Kamloops. If you're going to live anywhere, live closer to me. At least you're in Kamloops. You're not too far. You could come and play a board game with me, hang out like we did. Yes, exactly, Layla. People will take advantage like idiot governments. Like that's exactly what they've been doing. It doesn't mean, oh, I didn't get caught, so that means I'm doing it right. No, you're still breaking the law. You're still committing a crime. Oh, Mike, stop blaming the foreign investors. They're not foreign investing. They laundered $200 billion from 2011 to 2015. $200 billion. Do you understand when you launder that much money into a country, that economy can't handle it? You know what happens to the middle class and the upper middle class? Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Yep. Rest in peace. Oh, Globetrotter Mike, I just got his message here. He says, I have some books you want to... Okay. I'm live. We'll talk in a bit. We'll talk. He's got some books he wants to send me. $20 plus shipping from Edmonton. I have no use for them anymore because I sold all my metal detecting equipment anyway. Okay, so I'll get back to him on that. He's got quite a few books, quite a bit of a library of historical coins. I've been buying historical, or just coins, rare coins at the shop. I've already got someone come in and sell me some stuff today. And I gave him, yeah, it was a fair deal on both sides. He knew what it was worth, and I didn't know what it was worth. But yeah, I looked it up, and that's how you educate yourself, you know? Layla says, no, Mike, we know that bad people exist. Government needs to have boundaries. Yes, government can't be like one-sided where if Mike Martins does something, he goes to jail. But if so-and-so does something, it's okay. And that's the problem we're having today, too. Governments are not putting... It's not clear-cut across the board. There's very special permissions for certain people, and... Lights are going on in Chicago behind you, Mike. No, this is Manhattan. Oh, yeah, it's the Sears Tower. I'm so sorry. I'm in Chicago, guys. I'm in Chicago. It's right there. Yeah, the Sears Tower. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I thought this was 51st in Main Street here in Broadway. Sorry, Broadway and 41st and Broadway. I thought this was in Manhattan. I'm really sorry, guys. That's the Sears Tower. You see it right there? That little blinky thing with the two antennas? Yeah, we're in Chicago, people. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, man, it's just... I'm kind of choked up right now, you know what I'm saying? Just, kind of choked up. Let's see who else we got here. We got, I wanted to talk to Rhoda, but I don't know. She said she wanted to come on the show, but I know she's, let's just call her. I think her, Skype's turned off. And Edmonton, she wants to get out of Edmonton too. Everybody wants to get out of the big cities. You know, I basically, oh, Mitch Madden I haven't talked to in a while. See what Mitchie's up to. All right, let's go back to some news, guys. There's a few things I still wanted to cover tonight to go over. Yeah, this one. Some Texas realtors no longer using master for bedrooms, master bedrooms. Wow. Really? All right. Let's go back here. Okay, so we did that. Fundamentals and reality are making their presence felt. The Fed looks increasingly busted. busted in trying to defend this market without being able to prevent what the banks and bond markets are already signaling. We're starting at the prospect of a protracted downturn. This is a disturbing parallel of HIV and COVID can cause depletion of an important immune cells, New York Times admits. Europe on alert after unknown radioactivity spike detected over Baltic Sea. Source unknown, more Russian hypersonic accidents going down somewhere. How the bottom-up bailout would impact the future. More adults than ever live with their parents or grandparents. So it's the boomerang. We're living in the boomerang age, the boomerang society where people are moving back with their parents. My mom lives with me. She moved in with me. And I lost my dad a year ago. And it's been pretty tough, and it's been pretty tough. Always keep family close, The Fed is leading us into darkness. The system is hurtling towards breakdown. Protect yourself now. BuzzFeed reporter who got Zero Hedge banned on Twitter fired for plagiarism. Oh, learn to code, buddy. Woo! Woo! But the people that do these great deeds, they shouldn't be, you're allowed to plagiarize. You're allowed to do whatever you want. These great deeds. All right. So this is one of the warning stories for tonight, guys, that I really kind of want to bring up again. CEO warns Visa is helping to bring China's social credit score to America. Guys, that's a really big deal. That's a huge deal. Ooh, Bill Gates is wearing a sweater again here. Bill Gates says final hurdle to distributing a COVID-19 vaccine will be convincing people to take it. Will you take it? Are you going to take the COVID? Are you taking COVID? Steve Stevens in the comments saying, I saved about $2,500 in pocket change over the last year and a bit. Not sure if I should dump it all in a gold maple for my daughter. Why not? North-South selling a law degree. Who wants my law degree? 5 large. North-South is selling a law degree for 5 large. If anyone's got 5 large, you could buy a law degree from North-South. Come on the show, man. Come on Skype. We need a first-time caller in tonight. Call into the show tonight, buddy. Add me on Skype. Mike Martins 1980. North-South. Come on the show. Let us know. I got Owen in the comments saying it's funny because people buy gold and silver to get away from fiat money, but when they sell the gold and silver, it's for the same fiat money. But it could be more money though, because the best way, Owen, to hedge against inflation or this Mickey Mousing that's happening or the rigging of the markets is to buy gold and silver. Maybe Bitcoin. I don't know that much about Bitcoin, but maybe some Bitcoin. But to be frank with you guys, you do get more money back because gold goes up in value and potentially you kind of hold, inflation hits, right? Leaf is saying Bitcoin is up over 170%. All right, let's go back here real quick, do a quick channel plug, and we'll get our next caller on. All right, guys, don't forget, guys, to subscribe to the channel. Go out and share a video. That's all I'm asking you to do, guys. Share a video. I'm not asking for anything. Share a video. Don't forget to set your reminders here for Mike in the Night. Here it is, guys. Don't forget next week's show, Mike of the Night, The American Dream, on 4th of July. If you guys could tune into that, it's going to be a good one. We're going to try to get a lot of American callers in on that episode. Don't forget to buy a mug if you guys want to pick up one. I want to thank whoever went in there the other day and bought almost one of everything from the store. There's a link there if you want to buy a mug. Guys, wow, I'm getting so many. Okay, let's open this one. We got a few articles that people are sending to me live right now. So go ahead and leave your articles in the chat if I could open them. I'm having a tough time opening links in the live chat. So that's been a problem. So here it is. Somebody wrote something. It's from an article. Looks like it's from the Toronto Sun. What is privilege? Privilege is wearing 200 sneakers when you've never had a job. Privilege is wearing $300 Beats headphones while living on public assistance. Privilege is having a smartphone with a data plan which you receive no bill for. Privilege is living in public subsidized housing where you don't have a water bill, where rising property taxes and rents and energy costs have absolutely no effect to the amount of food you could put on your table. So that's an article that's here. That's it looks like it's from the Toronto Star. It looks like an article from the Toronto Star here. Somebody discussing what privilege is. So we got Wolf of Wall Street article that was sent to me here. World trade plunges. Here's why it's even worse in reality. China's deep fake data comes to light. Oh, man. That's not looking good. World trade in goods plunges. CPB World Trade Monitor Index. So there it is. It was already going down. It was already starting to see headwinds before COVID. I think COVID just came in at the right time to let this elephant trunk hit the water. It's already in the water there. So the elephant trunk is in the water. And there you go, guys. There's your exports and imports. And here are your Eurozone imports and exports collapse. There it is right there. China exports and imports miraculously spared. So World Trade Monitor Index, China based on China's data. This is based on China's data, so we're going to throw that out the window. I don't believe anything China says. And what else we got here? Guys, don't forget to follow me here on Instagram if you guys really want to, and maybe send me some show tips. Go ahead. And a woman left outside of BC hospital who later died was a Chinese citizen, says police. Well, I don't get this. This is an article from a few days. Woman left outside BC hospital. I don't understand. A severely wounded woman who left outside Peace Arch Hospital in White Rock, BC last week, later died of injuries, was a Chinese citizen who'd only recently come to Canada. Bo Fan, 41, was dropped off at the hospital in early morning hours of June 17. Police said an update on Wednesday. She was rushed inside treatment but did not survive. Fan had only been in Canada since February 2019, police said, and had been living in Grandview Heights in South Surrey. Little else is known about her. Oh, that's scary, man. But who dropped her off at the police station? Now, who? So these are articles that were sent to me on thing. You guys can send me all kinds of stuff. So the guys, I do have a website for the store. It's mtg.toys. If you guys ever want to go to it and see what I got going on, I'm not shipping as of yet, but you could go see, and you could always secure something and pick it up at the store. I've been working on this all week, guys. So like the products, you click on them. And then I really, if you guys want to get into the board game scene, a lot of people ask me a lot of board game questions when I'm at the store or making videos in the store. Go ahead and read some of these. If you like going to Mars, if you like anime stuff, you like Western board games, if you like all kinds of stuff, check out the online store. And when you click on something, it actually gives you a full description of what the game's about. So it's not just, and a lot of photos too, showing the layout of the game. So kind of wanted to throw that out there. All right, Mike in the Night. All right, let's see if we get our next caller in. We're rolling into almost our second hour here on Mike in the Night. Okay. Oh, it looks like Leaf is back at war with Lord Humongous again. Someone's asking if I'm on eBay. Yes, I am. I'm on eBay. I've been doing eBay for over a year and a half now, and it's been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, because I just started finding ways around things and using this little peanut up here and getting it to work, you know? Lou guy saying, fantastic, you're still here. People are finding me. People are not getting their...
I beat China all the time.
I'm really getting used to being president.
So people are finding me, finally getting to find me and saying, oh, there's Mike Martins. I haven't heard from him. People coming to my store and says, I can't find you online. And they bring their tablet or their phone in and show me, I can't find you. Oh, well, it's the algorithm at work. They hate to see a no-name or nobody like me have 142 people watching live, but when you go on those verified channels by YouTube, they get like 13 people watching live and they have 2 million subscribers. Yeah. I wonder how that's working out for them. Hold on, I want to do another quick thing here. It's like Facebook here. Facebook. Let's go back to them book now. I call it them book. Let's go back to them book here. Look, it's like Facebook. 115,000 people follow me on my Facebook fan page. 115,000. Okay? And guess what? I can't be a public figure. I'm not allowed to be a public figure. But if they go and write like they made that article about me on The Dirty being the merit molester, that's great. Destroy me and my family because of whatever mental agenda you have in your mind. But if someone goes out and writes a article on Wikipedia calling me a neo-Nazi, that's okay. But you get 117,000 people follow you on Facebook, and guess what? You are not credible enough to be a public figure. You are not credible to be... Oh, this is the government trying to keep up their COVID story. Anyways, guys, here's my Facebook, guys. Fan my Facebook page, please. You know why? Because it pisses them off that people with 3,000 followers are verified public figure. And you know what I am? You know what my page is? A business. Look, opens Tuesday. That's what my profile is. Opens Tuesday. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you for doing a good job. Oh, Buddy's got a good comment here. Just Soul is saying, LOL, Bitcoin going back to 4,000 when the stock market crashes again? And then Dennis is saying, Lord Humongous, look at the logarithmic chart of BTC. Blunt news, if 2% drop is too much to handle, BTC is not for you. It could crumble to 3K, would still be up 300% from early 2017. Lou Guy says, so funny, opens Tuesday. Yeah, I'm not allowed to have a verified page. And Facebook, I spoke to somebody there finally. And I'm like, can you help me out? Well, you're not credible. We can't do nothing for you. But what about people with 2,000 fans? Yeah, but we verified them. They're good people. They're anti-Christian, and they hate a lot of things that you like. So, yeah, we can't do nothing for you, Mike. Yeah, people know who you are. Yeah, I am diversifying my show. I do have automatic uploads on BitChute. So on my BitChute channel, some of my videos do upload, but it lags slowly because I have it mirrored, but it's really slow with BitChute. BitTubers? Is it BitTubers or BitChute? BitChute? It's slow, but my videos do upload there. All right, who can we get on right now? Hey, I wonder where Raven is. Did I see him in the comments, or did anyone see Raven in the comments today? Did anyone see Raven today? Maybe we should go to Southeast Asia. Dude, you can't make this SHI up. Oh, it's a YouTube link. Let's see if let's go to Thailand and see if we get our man Liam on the phone. No dice. I hope he's okay. I know he's stranded in Southeast Asia, and I don't blame. It's not a bad place to be stranded in. Like he said last time he came on the show a few weeks ago. Got nice weather. You got palm trees, Beverly palm robes, everything. And yeah, I messaged a few people here on Skype, and I'm not getting no return from people. You know, things are starting to reopen. We're starting to see a different. I gotta get Anthony back on the show from downtown Detroit. I gotta get him on the show. Find out what's going on. You know what? I'm gonna call him. Who cares? He's not online right now, but I'm gonna call him. I could call his cell, but let's see if he picks up. Yeah, I'm gonna get him back on the show. I'm gonna see if I could get him back for next week. I really want him on the show next week. Give us an update on what's happening in the South American markets, and get an update on that. That'll be really good too. Looks like Steve. There's a Raven. Let's see if he picks up the phone. He's probably working, or no. I think he's still on holidays. Launder money using Bitcoin. Wow. Well, the people are using Bitcoin, and it's been proven for the last 2 or 3 years they've been using it to get their money offshore and then redistributing it in other countries. Canada has been seeing that a lot, but they just don't want to shut down the money laundering ring in Canada. It's really sad how they just allow it to go. Oh, Elizabeth in the comments. Hey, Elizabeth, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Sean Lieberman saying, if you like Mike's show, please remember to like. Thank you. Oh, yeah, let's get the guy from Seattle. I don't know if he's working. Let's bother him at work. Hey, man, what's going on, man? Yeah, he's in my favorites. All right, let's give him a call. Yeah, we had him on the show, and he was giving us some photographs he took in Seattle during that whole Chaz or Chop or Chula, Chihuahua, whatever was going on there. He's probably working nights. Yeah, Layla brought up a really good point right now in the comments saying Canada has no money except for foreign money. Everyone's in debt. That's exactly what's happening. Wages haven't moved in a million years, so people are still living off 1987 wages in 2021. Oh, Mike, that's impossible. People are making more than 1981 or 87. What are you talking about? People are getting taxed more. You're forgetting. People are forgetting. Oh, Resident GG is saying it's called Chop. Is it Chop now? Or is it Chihuahua? Or Durango? Or is it San Isidro? Is it San Isidro? I think it's San Isidro. All right, let's get someone else on the show. Man. Craig is probably working. I could guarantee that because I haven't seen him in the comments at all in New Zealand. But we had some good callers. We had Eduardo on the show. We had 26 Gunter from Wisconsin. We had Eduardo from Toronto. Remember, guys, that rally or protest in Ottawa for July 1st? Then we had our friend there from Australia call into the show too. Anna Key. We had her. So we're getting some good callers in today. Who else is in the comments here? Who wants to come on the show, guys? Let's get a first-time caller in the show tonight, please. Come on. Rent went up more than pay in California, says Marge. We got to get Margie on the show. Marge or Margie. Hayes, we need you on the show, too. We need more contact in California. Elizabeth's weighing in saying, Mike, true, Mike, Canada's all about taxes and slavery. Capitol Hill organized protest is CHOP. I thought it was Chihuahua. I thought the group called the Chihuahua, and then they changed to the Bandidos. And then they changed to the, Los Mexis. Spartacus of Thasian is saying, I'd call, but everyone's sleeping. Yeah, we need Tig to call. We need Tig Nim to call. Tig Nim's been a supporter of the channel since 1975. So we need Tig Nim to call into the show. All right, let's go over some more news. We got lots more to cover here. We could be talking all night. So let's go over the state-run Russian media, RT. But when you go to YouTube, it says that it's state-run in whole by the Russian media, or Russian media's government state-run. But in Canada, it doesn't say that when you look at CBC or Canadian news. You go to a live CBC right now, you go to a live thing right now, the comments are turned off. You go to RT Live, guess what? The comments are turned on. Okay, a huge difference. WAPO corrects Trump on most of dangerous cities, says not all. 17 out of 20 are run by Democrats. Like the little Wild West, Trump shares 15 wanted protesters of vandalism suspects, gets accused of harassment and persecution. Wow. But that's the scary part of this is, if your property's being demoed or destroyed, what does one do? How do you get, it's my well, your property was sacrificed for the greater good. What are you talking about? Blunt said, Blood, I can call next week. Sean will call. Okay, we're going to get Sean on the show next week. Okay, Lord, call tonight, Sean. Yeah, we should get Layla on the show too. Clinton Justone, it is the U.S. intelligence job to lie to you. NYT's Afghan bounty story is CIA's press release disguised as news. Europe should brace for a reality in which U.S. is no longer a world power, says Merkel. What a jerk, W, blah, 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 blah. 25 million Twitch lawsuit is a stroke of madness and shows U.S. legal system is broken. Woke Mafia puts John Wayne on the chopping block. Wait, isn't woke chop or no? Sorry, woke is okay. Puts on the chopping block next as Cali Dems demand airport renamed. They want to rename the airport. What the heck is the name of the air? Isn't it LAX? What's the name of the Los Angeles? Isn't it Pope John Paul II? What the heck is the name of the... Somebody in the comments tell me, What is the name of the? What's the name of the Los Angeles airport, and why do they want to rename it?
We can't do anything right. Our military has to be strengthened. Our vets have to be taken care of. We have to end Obamacare, and we have to make our country great again, and I will do that.
All right, let's call, where is she? Let's get Layla. Let's see if she's awake. And I see her in the comments. Yeah, it's LAX. Why do they want to change the name of LAX? No, Layla's offline. Wait, Los Angeles airport name. Like, it's LAX. I know it's LAX. So these chop guys, or LAX is owned by the city of Los Angeles International Airport. KLAX. Okay. Why do they want to change the name on that? I'm not seeing. I gotta open this then. John Wayne in Orange County to be renamed. Okay. Democrats are calling for John Wayne Airport in Orange County. Oh, okay. John Wayne Airport in Orange County to be renamed in protest of a long-dead actor's alleged racism, making him the latest historical figure being judged by today's cultural standards. Again, no one's looking at anything through a historical lens anymore. It's sad. There have been past efforts to get this done, and now we're putting... Didn't they try doing that on Family Guy when they tried to open that high school? What was it? They wanted to change the name of the high school from... what was the name of the high school in Family Guy? They wanted to change the name, and everyone went all crazy, and... Yeah, man. Los Devils. Yeah, this one's bothering me here. The demand to have statues and paintings of a white Jesus torn down has made Black Lives Matter an iconoclast movement, not just a Marxist one. So they want to take things down of Jesus now. They've been doing that for a long time now. But for me, Jesus isn't here. They'll never take that away from me. Again, a piece of lead lodged in my brain, then maybe things might... And then you could take it, but... Yeah, Tignim's got a really strong point right here. I see a lot of new vocabulary words changing. Paraphrasing words. Big Rob New Zealand says John Wayne was married to a Mexican, by the way. Yeah. But don't they take away the... Don't they take away the integrity of a word when they use it so much? I would be more offended if someone called me a toaster than a racist. Someone says, you're a racist, Mike. I'm drink some tea here. That's okay. But if someone calls me a toaster, watch out. Yeah, Google is notorious for changing definitions, says Blunt News. 100%, buddy. You're on the money with that. That's totally that's totally 100%. Let's see if the Raven picks up. Come on, Raven. He's probably on his way to downtown Detroit. I don't think he's too far from the U.S. border, too. I think I'm 2 hours drive, 2.5 hours drive from the American border. Supreme Cannon's offline. Oh, Blunt News. Okay, Blunt News. I don't know if he could talk. I don't know what his deal is. Blunt, are you okay or? Put John Wayne on the blockchain and he can never be erased. Anna Key saying trouble is they are idolizing Marxism without knowing its insidious malevolence. Lord Humongous says, I don't think Jesus cared about skin color. No. Remember, where Jesus came from, the Middle East, he had slightly darker skin. Obviously, he came from, from the Middle East, right? He came from Galilee. Yeah, Layla said the only people who care about skin color are black. Not all, but some of them, you know. Let me see, Layla. Can you talk, or are you away from the phone, or are you in a bad internet zone spot, or? Oh, she's I think maybe something's wrong with her phone, but I do see her in the comments section. We did have Eduardo already on the show. I'm just trying to think who we can have. I don't see Rex Cohan in the comments. He hasn't been on. I think I saw him earlier in the show. I haven't seen him anymore. Layla saying I can't pick up today, Mike. No problem. No problem. There's lots of news to go over. So I'm reading your comments too, guys. I don't have a problem sitting here and reading your comments and talking with you guys because that's what we're here for, right? Lou Guy says all blood runs red. That's correct. Nope, someone just sent me. Oh, that's from the early June there. Who's out there? Who wants to call into the show? Who wants to be a first-time caller on the show? Ashima's offline. Steve is offline. Well, you got to remember what time it is there, right? You got to remember what time it is in these time zones. I'd get T-Square on, but he looks like he's off too. T-Square is there, but he's offline, saying he's away. I don't know if he's live streaming right now. Sean Lieberman says racism is a crusade to be weaponized against people. It's a never-ending cause that perpetuates dehumanization and distrust. Again, a lot of this stuff that happened was their issue at that time. Not ours today, in our time. It was something that happened. How do you do reparations? Like, what more could we do, right? It's something that's, there's a historical lens behind everything, right? And you got to follow that. You got to track history to see why things were the way they were. You know what I'm saying? Ed is saying people are being race baited by the controllers. Where is Supreme Burrito? He's away. He's do not disturb on his he's got do not disturb on his thing, and I haven't seen him in the comments either. Yeah, he's probably working too, right? Yeah, he's not answering too. A lot of people are out and about, man. A lot of people are out. Some people are out and about doing their thing, right? And, they can't be on Mike in the Night. They probably listen to the replay. There's Nanny there. I'm not sure if she's watching right now. I didn't see her in the comments. But that's cool. We have a community here. We're always here together. We're hanging out. We're talking. Anna Key saying our local ABC wants to discuss the chess rule. What lets white go first? Too bad they forgot go and checkers, which black go first. Wow, really? And I don't know if Layla caught the show where they're telling that real estate agents are not allowed to, or in Texas are not using the word master for master bedroom. That's some scary stuff, guys. That's some scary, scary stuff. You can't say master bedroom. Are you out of your tree? What the heck is that even like? I'm totally out. I'm struck. I don't know. Tig Nim is saying a lot of people left for camping. That's true. A lot of people. I went up to get fuel up on the hill. Man, it was full of cars everywhere, campers and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Yeah, let's maybe look out July 1st protest in Ottawa. So Eduardo was on the show. July 1st protest in Ottawa 2020. Well, obviously going to say Covey and Covey and Covey. Yeah, obviously, yeah. See, 34 new cases at places of worship reopened. That for sure they're gonna nail that. They're gonna always nail places of worship, right? And they always show a church. They don't show any other place of worship but a church. Fly a Canadian flag in social solidarity during COVID. We're not seeing anything for the... This is from June 5th. Canada Day celebrations to go viral during the first amid COVID-19 pandemic. Ottawa, you are being invited to celebrate Canada's 153rd birthday virtually this year. Virtually. So they want it to be virtual. Wow. Look, then they make up these articles too. They totally make this up. Most Canadians want American border closed. No, if that was America, I'd have the border closed to Canada. Yeah, how about that? Because you know why, right? Because Canada was being warned by the Pentagon in July of 2019 that something weird is happening out of the Wuhan province, and because Canada's getting in 400,000 to 500,000 Chinese per year, that maybe they should actually maybe look into this. This might be something that might harm Canadians and might come across the American border and put America into yeah. So what are you going to do, right? I guess it was like that article that I put up on my channel here where people were allowed to go out and protest, and doctors were signing a petition saying don't stop the protests because of COVID. Like, what? I thought it was a big deal. So it's like the narrative is allowed to take sides. The narrative takes sides, right? So the narrative only works in a certain way, right? All right, let's go back to the comments. It pays to love anything it pays not to love anything as it'll be taken away. I want to buy some of that gold in Swiss vaults. Sean is saying, Mike, type any random 2 to 3 digit number on Google, generates that many cases in what? Type in 2 or 3 digit number in Google, and it generates that many cases and results. No, I'm getting something else. Maybe under news. It's not even giving me news. Why? All right, 3 numbers. No, I'm not getting there. Let's get there on 3 numbers. Just the area codes. I'm not getting any case results. Elizabeth saying patios are full here in Ontario. Oh, then type cases. Okay, 514 cases. Yep. 514 cases in Ontario. Okay, watch this. All right, so let's do that. Type in cases. Let's go to 227. Montreal reports 227 cases. Oh, I'm loving this. Let me get this centered here so you guys can see it. I love it. We found an infinite loop on Google thanks to Sean there. Okay, so you type in cases and any random number. Okay, 481. UPM Department of Pathology, case 481. Bolsonaro sends Brazil, passes 50,000. Wow, 481 cases from the... Wow. Okay, let's type in 105. Alberta reports 105 new cases. Wow. Okay, let's try 205. I got 205. Okay, let's go to 911. Nothing. Okay, that's 1. All right, let's try 912. We got 912. Quebec rose 912 cases. 912 dead in Ukraine. Okay, so let's try 63. Let's try 666. Let's get satanic tonight. Ukraine 666. Ukraine 666. Virginia cases rise by 666. Wow. So you could type in any number, 3-digit number, and write cases. So 401. That's my favorite highway. 401 cases in Ontario. Wow. Okay, let's try one more. 729. 729 new COVID cases in Ohio. Wow. So any 3-digit number you throw into Google and type in cases right after, something comes up, except 911. 33 is the most common. Okay, 33. Wow, they are controlling the narrative. They are controlling everything. Wow. Oh, it's only like 2 billion results. Victoria, BC, Alberta, Ontario, and this is just generating Canadian news because they don't want me to find out something. Type in Africa. They don't want me to know what's happening there. Right there. $33 cases in Egypt. Egypt announces 33. Why do you see 30? Why you see 33? It's a psyop, says Sean. Oh lordy, Mikey, rebuke that Bill Gates 666 is in Jesus' name. Yeah, I don't like that guy's sweaters. That guy gets creepy feeling around that guy. Like when you see that guy talking. No, I don't want to take your vaccine. Okay, so let's go over some Huffington Post news here. Former manager of DoD Aerospace threat program, UFOs are real. Florida woman sues for paternity test on goats. Man finds a caterpillar in a supermarket at Broccoli and raises them on his own. I don't even think this is considered news, to be honest with you. All right, let's see what's trending here. Congress stalls out again, dealing with national trauma. Study: white evangelicals. Holy crap! Evangelicals aren't as worried about COVID-19 after faith groups. So, but people are out to protest in huge numbers across America, and doctors saying, "Don't stop the protesting because of COVID." But when it comes to religion, it's always going to be the Catholic religion that gets attacked or criticized. Always. Why? In my heart, and in this peanut of a brain, it is so damn right. It is right. It's right. Everything that's, I believe in it, and every time they criticize it, it just goes to show that it's because it's the right path. I don't know. That's just me, guys. I believe in the Prince of Peace. I believe that Jesus came to bring peace, and that's what I believe in, right? Stevie Wonder slams Trump racism. Sad when I can see better than your 2020 vision. Stevie Wonder's still alive, eh? Trump campaign peeled off social distancing stickers in arena before Tesla rally. First professional sporting event since COVID opened with players kneeling for Black lives. Trump White House hypocrisy is on full display in new Bayanova attack ad. Dead iguana found in freezer of Florida pizza parlor. Mountain lion caught in downtown San Francisco. Maybe it was there. Maybe it was there helping the rioters. Dozens of teddy bears take over theme park Super Swing, and it's unbearably cute. This is news right here. This is news. Bash Donald Trump, bash Christianity, and then talk about dozens of teddy bears. Oh, here we go. We got some good news here. Finally, jeez. Petition calls for the state of GWAR's Ordus Oregonus to replace Robert E. Lee. So they want this statue to replace Robert E. Lee. Although Brock Guy was born in Canada, his family moved to Virginia when he was a child. He was a co-founder of G-War and shock rock band for its wild costumes and violent stage show, where copious amounts of fake blood and other fluids would spew into the audience. He died of an accidental overdose in 2014, so they want this statue to be put up. Yes, I don't know why they're so obsessed with symbolism. It's silly, says Layla. Lou Guy says, dead iguana found in freezer of Florida pizza parlor. That's news, guys. That's total news right there. So Jeff Salcero says, Mike Martin's toupee discovered in Merritt Park. Yeah, that's news too. Yep, Layla says that's what they want for a statue. That right there, that's the statue they want up there. That's what's going to bring peace and harmony to everybody. Let's see here. Oh, good. Air Canada and WestJet end physical distancing policies on planes. Yeah, I threw a bunch of money in these companies from my gold profits I've been making lately. And these are down. These companies are down. So don't forget to join me, guys, on Can't Read Market Talk, guys, if you want to join me. What else we got? Prime Minister sending more money. Trudeau announces Canada will contribute $300 million to global COVID-19. Basically, WHO in China, that's what it is. Why aren't they donating this much money to this? This is what I don't understand. More young people are dying. We're losing our youth to hard drugs that are being flown in from China. Why don't they just look? Vancouver Island hit hard as BC records highest ever monthly overdose. Look. Vancouver clinic tries to hold back on tide of opioid overdoses. In May, 170 people in BC died from suspected overdoses in opioids. Okay, in May, COVID-19 BC. Okay. COVID-19, 24. 11, 20, 24? 11. How many people died? We're not getting... Okay, 9 hospitalized in May. 37 cases. We're not getting deaths. I don't know if anyone died in May in BC from COVID-19. But the clinic opioid crisis in May was 170. So we're losing all our youth. Canadian proper is dying to huge amounts of overseas drugs. Factories that are bringing it in, laundering the money and re-laundering it into our housing system. May, deadliest month ever for fatal overdoses in Vancouver. Oh, this is from 16 hours ago. How the opioid crisis worsened in the pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic would worsen the opioid crisis to drive up the drug overdose deaths. There it is. I don't understand why the Prime Minister of Canada... I'm not understanding this, so this is just the question I have. Why would he donate $300 million to combat COVID-19? I don't get this. Maybe it's because I'm just a dumb Portuguese illiterate. I'm not. And when you have more people dying on our streets, when we have more people dying on our streets of opioid overdoses, and it's coming in from China. I don't know why they're not stopping this, and they're not stopping the money laundering. It doesn't make any friggin' sense. I don't know. Let me go back to the comments. Like, maybe you guys could help me out here. VMan293 says, call Eduardo. No, Eduardo, right now it's 10, 11, 12, 1. It's 2 o'clock in the morning there. I'm not going to call him now. We got people talking about the pyramids in Egypt in the comments. Blunt News is saying he had his hands in it, Mike. At least $9 million worth. Well, I hope this new NAFTA agreement that Canada's signing is going to stop the corruption, because we just can't have this anymore. Why is this happening? Oh, people fall through the cracks. Bull! It's a bunch of garbage. People fall through the cracks from time to time, but not like this. Not where we're losing hundreds of people every month, and they don't even care. But they're going to spend $300 million. Why don't they spend millions of dollars on fighting? It doesn't make any sense. See, China won't stop China won't stop the flood of fentanyl into Canada. Fentanyl death's path, how powerful the drug gets through. China is fueling Canada's fentanyl crisis. China connection, how the DEA agent cracked. Chinese suppliers flood U.S. and Canada with deadly fentanyl. So here it is from many, many, many sources all over the world. See, Government of Canada actions on opioid, nothing happens. Opioid and opioid use in Canada. See, for fentanyl importers, Canada Post is shipping method. Yeah, they charge me $50 to send something on Canada Post one city over, $50 to send a mug. But oh no, bring it in from China, $2 postage. See, but we're not taking care of this opioid and fentanyl crisis, and it's how China flooded the U.S. with lethal fentanyl, fueling. Fentanyl, form of highly lethal synthetic opioid, has been making it and has continued. This is from February 2020. See, Chinese companies are making it, and on China's side has led to these drugs entering the U.S. China does not have fentanyl crisis like Canada or the U.S. does. So this is it, guys. This is a takeover. It's an economic drug path. They know, the Chinese know that the United States of America is one of the biggest drug consuming country in the world. So have at it. Take advantage of that. See, tracing the U.S. opioid crisis, manufacturers in China, Chinese factories. I don't understand why we're allowing this to happen and to have our youth wasted away on our city streets. And the property values keep going up. Lou Guy is saying, any Chinese here, join us, be free. VMan293 says, China will fail. Cheaters always do. Ed says it's just a mob war. Sean Lieberman says, Lord, yes, school was almost ruined it for me. Same with math. Never learned much in school. 95% was after. Yeah, you learned everything outside of school. John's Guitar Barn in the house saying Trump is just postponing that day. This is to debase the people. Adrian Sharp is saying yes, but why the kids are taking drugs? Well, a lot of these kids were sold a lot of false promises, right? A lot of these kids were told, you know, all you need to do is get a good job and an education and you'll have everything you need. A lot of kids were misled into this money draining society of student loans and going to parties and this and this and that. We got Jasmine here. Hey, Mikey, it's Jasmine checking in from Vancouver. Sean, his school is indoctrination, not education. Canada's school system is based on the Prussian school system. It's scary, guys. It's almost like at a point where it's like they're making this the new norm. This. They're making this the new norm. Hey, it's okay. It's the city. People are like this. No, you go to little towns, you start seeing people all over the place, hooked on these drugs, coming in from China. A majority of them comes from factories, and then our leader is sending money to fight COVID-19 when you got opioids killing more people in the province of BC by what 700% more people died of opioids and fentanyl, 700% more in the city of Vancouver than all of BC died of COVID, like 700% more. Like how can you justify that? So she's on the thing, eh? Jasmine's in Vancouver. She says it's horrible. Homelessness is getting really bad. Android phone is saying we don't have drug issues. We do have mental health issues. Tignim says my girl's going to private Christian school in the fall. Lord Humunga says it's not scary if you find the truth. You know how to battle it. Yeah. Blunt News is saying if you don't have a stock of food yet, you have no business buying gold and silver. Adrian Sharp says maybe Canada should spend some money on making the country a bit nicer, and then there wouldn't be so many druggies. Lou Guy says great point, Mike. It goes back through history. Like if you go back to if you go back to the Portuguese history and look at the Portuguese side of the world history, there's a Spanish side and there's an English side. On the Portuguese side, the Portuguese were deplatformed as the world superpower after 300, 400 years being the world superpower because they refused to join the opioid trade. The Portuguese refused to join and sell opioid through the East Indian Trading Company through their trade routes. The Portuguese refused to do it. And and they were seen as criminals for not spreading drugs around the world. They were actually seen as criminal. The Portuguese were seen as criminal. And they controlled probably 80% of all the trade routes. So here it is. There it is right there. Everything. Controlled it all from Lisbon, Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau. Hundreds of years before the Dutch, the French. But they were deplatformed because they refused to sell opium. They sold mangoes, they traded grain, they traded sugar from Brazil, they traded gold, silver. The Portuguese of all colonialists were one of the few countries that actually had it right. Look at that. Look at Brazil. Look at this. They controlled everything here. Look. They controlled all of this in Africa. They control all these parts of Asia here. But no, they weren't. They were deplatformed. And this pink here is Spanish. It's Spanish here. But they were because they refused to sell drugs, and hey, so we got let's go back here to full here. Oh, we got Tito in the Tino. I was trying to call you on Skype essay to see if you wanted to talk with us. I know you're in Seattle and giving us an update. I don't know if you're still at work. He says, holy moly in the comments. Mitch Madden said, Mike, is it Polio Island where you're building your home? I think it is actually somewhere in Palilio, yes. Sean Lieberman says, and it was the British Empire who controlled the East Indian Trading Company. Yes, and the opium trade, right? And that's what basically destroyed the fabric of what the Portuguese built through their ivory gold trading and the pepper cloth and silver, gold, silver, gold, silver, gold, silver. And then you go over the Dutch, slaves, And then you go over, who's the blue? Other major trade routes. So that would be, that's not even the British. I don't even know who that is. Oh, French. You got cloth, slaves, cloth, slaves. So, what's going on here, guys? So you look at the history you read, the English side of history, it's completely different. I studied the Portuguese side of history, and it's completely different. The Portuguese mapped Australia. Portuguese were in Asia 280 years longer than any other European presence. Almost 300 years. Okay? The Portuguese were the first to arrive in Japan, but they don't tell you that. So Tino said, call me on Skype. Okay, let's see if he picks up.
Hear me?
Hola, buenas tardes, felicidades, ¿cómo estás?
Hey, man, tranquilo todo.
¿Dónde estás? ¿Estabas trabajando?
No, ando de descanso ahora. I had a surgery this week, this Friday.
That's right. How did that go?
Oh, it went pretty good.
Okay.
The worst part was getting the COVID-19 test.
Did they stick it right up to your brain?
Well, no, it's a little bit exaggerated. You know, it's more like if you're getting like, you ever had water up your nose?
Yeah, and you feel that tension for a couple of minutes and try to blow your nose.
That's what you feel. But I was very scared at first because, I've seen videos, I've seen people saying, man, they scrape your brain, they violate your nose. I was a little bit afraid of that. But what they did, it wasn't bad. It was a normal size Q-tip. It wasn't bad at all. So,
mm-hmm. So, what's happening in Seattle? You got, did they change the name to CHOP or is it Chihuahua?
Chihuahua.
What are those Maxis or San Isidro?
I think they're Mexis.
I don't know what's happening there. You know, when an institution changes or organization changes the name every 4 hours, what does that tell you?
It's just chaos, and there's no rule. It's whoever is the biggest dog there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, are you still seeing any movement there in Seattle, or it's been quiet?
You know what? It's and I was gonna go over there too, but Master, when the day I was gonna go over there because I was hearing there were people getting shot, and they were getting overnight. There were people getting shot overnight, like once or twice, and it is just it's not safe. You got people, you got thugs there, and it's just it's even during the day. You got all the loonies there too, also. And it's just I don't know if you've seen some videos. I know there was one dude that was running around naked, taking a shit on the road.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, and let me ask you something. If you want to go undercover for the channel and put a camera like a collar camera, like a camera you can clip on, first thing you need to do is not shower for 3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
And you just have to kind of have a sign saying, pay off my student loans or something, and just join them and be undercover and actually get some gossip or discussion on if you can. You know what I'm saying?
Their gossip is incomprehensible to try and understand it, and it's just you talk to those people that it's just it's like another their heads in another world, So, but it's just that's what's happening now. It's just that the mayor has gave them till Sunday for them to move out, whatever. And they're
so they're going to probably move maybe to Olympia or somewhere else?
That's a good question. Hopefully they do. The governor will get a hold of it,
Okay.
But,
so now in this whole Black Lives Matter thingy right now that's happening, where do you're of Mexican descent?
Yeah. See.
Okay, because I lived in Mexico for 2 years.
One way. See, one way.
See, so I lived in Mexico for 2 years, and I learned like Mexican Spanish. So I learned all the slang, like no manches way, like stuff like that, right?
See.
And where do the Latinos sit in the whole thing? Like, where are they on the spectrum of this whole race thing? Like,
Oh, dude. So, mira, los latinos, los que ya tienen papeles, they're like, hey, it's not my problem.
So he's saying the ones that have the papers are saying what?
It's not my problem. You know?
No es muy problema. Okay,
they're like, hey, I want to say the ones that have papers are pretty much like conservative.
Yes.
The ones that don't have papers, well, yeah, you can see where they swing left. And they also, well, for this whole Black Lives Matters, it just depends how radicalized they are. But I don't see that many, de mi raza yendo allá abajo ahí.
So you don't see a lot of Latinos there. Yeah, I think a lot of like you said when I lived in Mexico, everyone was very conservative, and I was in a small town, and a majority of the women were living under like that male chauvinism, machismo.
Mucho machismo.
Yeah, they were living under that when I was living in Mexico. So it was a very different scene at the time. You know what I'm saying?
It is a lifestyle like that. It's Mexico, and it still probably is still like that. It's just more machismo. It's a different culture. It's over there. But it's I guess it's slowly. It's time to ease up on that. But when I used to live in Mexico, yo vivía en Guanajuato.
Oh, Guanajuato.
Guanajuato de San Miguel de Allende.
Yeah, isn't that close to San Luis Potosí?
Not good with my math, but maybe. But that's like more like in central Mexico.
Yeah, okay, that's south. You know where I lived? I lived in Tasco.
Tasco?
In Guerrero.
Oh, in Guerrero, yeah. I had friends that were from Guerrero.
Yeah, I was like I was in Tasco. I was like 40-minute drive from Cuernavaca, Morelos.
Oh yeah.
yeah. And I would borrow like my friends' cars, and we'd go down to Acapulco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Acapulco used to be the best place to hang out, but now
I spent like a whole month in Acapulco. I think it was a whole January I spent there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man, it was just parties, dude. But it was good. It was good. It was fun. It was organized. It was fun. I wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I almost got arrested.
I was hearing a lot of bad problems. Acapulco was a lot of drug cartels were going over there, and just it was starting to go rundown. That's from what I heard. But hey, it might have been changing these last few years, which is good.
So it's dying down. They got this ultimatum till Sunday to get things rolling. Did they reach their objective at least? These people that are out there in this chop place or chop suey?
No, not really. They're just kind of they're demanding for outrageous, defunding of the police, which I think is like more than 50% or something like that. And Seattle's like, I forgot how much percent. It was like less. It's not even a double-digit percent.
So, let me ask you something. If they vote to defund the police, are they gonna actually lower taxes by 30%?
Oh no, they won't. They'll find a way to tax us regardless.
But they have to lower taxes because the police are no longer a burden on the tax system.
It'll probably go taxes to fund the poor people or fund all the pet programs that they have. Or go to Sound Transit. That's where all the money goes. They will find a way to say, hey, we got this extra money. Let's put it on, for these other programs itself. So I don't think you'll see it much go to public, or they're asking for the community. I mean, you can't, for the city of Seattle, where it's just taxes are high. And
I know, because it's such a liberal area that it's gotten so expensive that a lot of the properties were bought out by foreign investors too, and you guys got screwed because Vancouver put the foreign buyers tax on in 2016. You guys got ruined down there.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
guys
it's
got destroyed because housing went up in the last 4 years. They're almost 500%.
no, I know. It's just ridiculous, and it's like I said, that's the reason why I didn't buy anything from Seattle. It's like, well, taxes is ridiculous, out of hand, and that's why I went to the South Puget, and Pierce County. It's in Tacoma is much better.
Yeah,
Not ridiculous, but down the road, I see maybe I'll probably live here maybe 10 or 15 years, and then I'll probably have to sell. Just because the taxes are always going to be going up,
Yeah, well, because if the property prices keep going up, the taxes in turn will go up. Even though they don't raise the taxes, the cost of carrying that burden will go up because the property prices go in sync with it, right?
Yeah.
So if your house becomes worth $2 million and you're paying whatever you're paying in tax, you're still paying more in tax because your property went up. They sell that property and then move to maybe Baja California or move somewhere secluded in Mexico, right? Because you're Mexican, you can live in Mexico, right?
Oh yeah. No, it's for me. And me and my wife have talks about it. Either Baja or somewhere, or you just either going east of Washington. It's cheaper. It's much nicer. It's there's areas in the United States, if not Washington, where you can still live affordable. Texas.
Oh, but I'm talking affordable, SA. I'm talking about like selling out and cashing out and buying a nice secluded house by a waterfall in a beautiful area in a secluded part of Baja California, or maybe somewhere like in the south of Guerrero, south of Acapulco, finding like little cities I found there like Playa Ventura, Playa.
And that's the great idea, but the problem with that is in Mexico, you can't be. There's really no middle class. There's either the rich and the poor, and if you live with the rich, you're always going to be targeted down there. It's just the nature of the beast down there.
Targeted is in what, kidnappings and stuff, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had my family. Before. My family they own a shoe. They own little businesses and stuff here and there. And one time they were trying to kidnap one of our family members.
Whoa.
And they were going to hold it for ransom. So that's the problem over there. It's not yet. I want to say Mexico, it is modernized.
It is the highways, the malls, the strip malls, the towers, the condos. Yeah,
the gap is still big. That's the thing.
But America and Canada are becoming like that, though. They're dividing the gap even further.
Oh yeah, no. It's the thing is that we haven't, turned on each other yet, or gone to that length of how Mexico has gone. Because that's the issue that's over there. It's ahí ven gente que tienen dinero y te van a secuestrar ahí, and they over there the cartels are more vicious than compared to.
Oh yeah, there's no holds bars, buddy.
Yeah, it's
I don't
know if you heard that story about those what do you call it, those Mormons that got their families shot out up in north of Mexico. And the whole family pretty much. I forgot how many kids and the mother got killed.
Was
and all
that
that
in
stuff.
Mexicali?
That was in north of Mexico. I think somewhere close to Texas.
Mexicali's on the border of Texas. Mexicali or
Mexicali's in the west side. Yeah. But this was like I think it was the last year ago. That's what happened.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the thing. Is that they're ruthless over there, man. And unless it changes over time, over years. That's my safe is over here in the good USA, man.
Yeah, the good old USA right now. Remember, Tito. I keep bringing this up on my channel. Our life expectancy is really short. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Life is short, buddy, and let's do what we can to be happy.
Oh yeah. No, that's it, and that's not. Yeah, that's the main goal. Down the road, I seen a lot of especially coworkers they're already old enough to retire, but yet they don't want to retire. And it's not that they love the job; they hate the job. But for whatever reasons, they still working. It's like, dude, you could retire. You have $1 million on your 401k. You have a $1 million house.
Yeah.
Sell out and get out. You know?
Find some secluded place in Costa Rica.
Yeah. Yeah, Costa Rica or anywhere, a small piece of land that you could buy it. And like my brother, he bought himself a piece of land in Texas just for $25,000. I know how, just with a house included, and
good luck buying with a house included. Good luck.
Yeah, it's like already
a parking spot in Canada for $25,000.
It's I thought it was like that. He's slowly turning into a very conservative. He's always been not into politics, but he's slowly not just a lifestyle there. And just more more conservative. People. It's a good lifestyle. That's I gotta say.
Let me send a shout out to Marcelo Marveloso saying Mike Martins is the best. Love your channel, buddy. Thanks for commenting there. Okay. Well, keep us on the pulse, buddy. You want to make some videos? Just throw them up on the thing, eh? Throw them up on the Skype.
Yeah, I gotta. Like I said, I had my ACL repaired not today, yesterday, and I was pretty much knocked out. And today I was just also kind of just lingering. They gave me the pills. They gave me the Tylenol. They gave me the what's that called? Oxycontin, whatever.
Oxycontin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Coltrane, whatever. That the one that get hooks on with people with drugs on them.
You know what?
I stay away from those. And I learned from my lesson from taking that pill one time when I had one surgery when I had a motorcycle accident. Mm-hmm. And I took that and I could see why people get addicted to that drug. And it gets a hold of you, and it gets and how do you call it? The drawbacks is not real nice. It's even if you're trying to wean it, it's I don't know why they have that drug still out on the medical.
Well, they have it because it's been approved by the FDA or whatever the hell you call them, and the Food and whatever Drug Administration, and it makes them money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a cash cow, Mm-hmm. But I stay away from that drug there. I told my wife I'm just taking the Tylenol and that's it.
Tylenol is good enough for you, man. No necesitas esas drogas.
Yeah, it's bad for you down the road.
Mm-hmm. All right, dude. All right, Tino, thanks for giving us an insight on what's happening. So hopefully we'll catch up with you maybe next week, and you can let us know if those guys rolled out of Seattle or what they're doing there, or if they changed the name again to San Isidro or something.
Oxycontin. I was just reading that guy's TIG. Yeah, that's the drug killer right there.
Yeah,
that's the new Coke.
Yeah.
Anyways, I appreciate it.
Yeah, God bless you. Vaya con Dios. We'll talk soon, eh?
Igualmente.
Hasta luego. Bye. That is my man Tino in Seattle. He sent me images here of what it looked like, the destruction from this is from last week. He sent us this. And there it is here. I think that's the Macy's or something. He sent me this here. There's the Chanel. Who's going to, look at all that beautiful makeup all over the floor. I mean, really? Seriously? Come on, guys. Seriously? They're going to have to look at the food court. How the hell are you supposed to eat in that food court anymore? No, that's not a food court. Oh my God, that's the evening wear. And what? I know we saw this last week, guys, but I kind of wanted to throw this out there. It looks like there's a huge fight in the main lobby here in the foyer in the mall. Yeah. Those losers going out looking to pick fights with people too. Yeah, a lot of loonies out there. And the demand to have statues of white Jesus torn down. I'm Jesus is in my heart, man. They can say whatever they want. Anyways, guys, it's getting to that time. It's time to roll out the national anthem. I want to thank Blunt News, Lord Humongous, Layla, Tig, Nim, Lugai. I want to thank Marcelo Marveloso. I want to thank Lord Humongous. I want to thank Anna Key. Who else? John's Guitar Barn. Sean Liemerman. VMan293, Lou Guy, I don't know if I said him, Tig Nim. Who else is in here? Leaf. Tino, I think I said Tino, but that's okay. Adrian Sharp. Ed. Who else? I'm just trying to find here. Jasmine from Vancouver. It's getting late, guys. It's time for me to go to bed.
Gemini King, Mike in the night, and the Gemini crew. Ooh. Ooh. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike in through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike in through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
You're definitely here with us tonight.
Mike in through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike in through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Remember, guys, take care. And if you can,